show. This is going to be happening all day long here, live and local. Darren Smith Show, obviously, noon to 3. John and Jim, 3 to 6 p.m. We'll start the show with this. We have answers to all of our questions yesterday morning. So many answers to where the hell do you watch the Padres anymore? Right. It turns out a lot of places.
Yeah.
It was actually a lot easier than I thought.
What did you guys think of the broadcast? Was it better than Bally's?
It was fine.
Yeah, it was a baseball broadcast.
Absolutely. It was a little less localized, though. I mean, you lose all of that Padres branding. Now, I'm sure Bally's used the same, basic structure no matter what market it was in. You just change the logo, you change the colors.
Yeah.
But it
was also day one, team one of MLB taking over production for baseball teams. So I would imagine that's going to change because more teams, Bally's going to default on payments. Like we know that's going to happen too. So MLB is going to have to start taking production over for a lot of teams, and there's going to start being more team branding on stuff.
And I think it's the Diamond Sports Group. I don't know.
It is Diamond Sports Group.
Like Bally's is obviously the consumer-facing brand. It's Diamond Sports Group who went insolvent, claimed bankruptcy, and now is not paying for rights. And so as a result, your Bally San Diego is no more. Major League Baseball has taken over production and distribution of all San Diego Padres locally distributed games. The interesting thing here is it went from just over a tick over 1 million Padres households where the game can be viewed to over 3 million.
Right.
So you have this expansion because the blackout curtains have been lifted. DirecTV and DirecTV Stream, you could go 694-3. AT&T Uverse, it's 781 on that dial. Spectrum channel 2, it's 230 on Spectrum, and it's channel 4 on Cox, and then you can stream it obviously on MLB.TV or the MLB app. But that's where you find Padres games, which again, is it the same place you've been watching for the past 3 seasons? No, but
pretty close.
It's not bad. It's not as bad or as confusing as I thought it was going to be, and thank goodness it's not.
Yeah, I opened up the guide on DirecTV, and on channel 694, there's now 3 of those channels. Not that they say 693 or 694, 1, 2, or 3. You just go to the third one.
Yeah.
And then there's the Padres. And it's only that time period. So once the game ended, it just went to bars. Like it's over with.
You're like, and that's the only thing on this channel.
Exactly.
The end forever.
Yep. And that was it.
It's interesting. I'm going to miss some of the pomp and circumstance of Bally Sports San Diego, Fox Sports San Diego before that. But I'm very curious to see what new direction this sends this team or the local broadcasting rights, because something else could happen and it could be more beneficial to Padres viewers. And so I don't mind. Look, change is uncomfortable. I mean, I've said this before, a change could be small or big. It could be moving to a new town, getting a new job, moving out of the state, or it could be, hey, just try to brush your teeth once with your left hand if you're a righty.
Right.
I mean, I will not.
Right. It's not fun.
How about wiping?
Oh, no. Although I will say this, after having several surgeries, upper body surgeries, I am an ambidextrous wiper.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
What?
You go either way.
Dude.
Yeah. Like I remember when my right arm was in a sling. I mean, look, you got to make do.
What?
Literally. Guys.
Yeah. Nicely done.
Thank you.
No, it felt like, it was like I was watching a baseball game. It was just, other than the commentary, it kind of felt like a national broadcast.
Yeah.
Where you lose that, the hometown feel, and maybe they add a little more of that as time goes on here. Because like you said, it was game 1, day 1.
Yeah.
We got to get the thing on the air first and cross our fingers that everything works properly. And it did, other than the Padres team. Didn't quite work properly.
Right. There's that old chestnut.
So we're back down on the roller coaster.
1-run lead with Hader 1-run lead with Hader in the 9th inning. You kind of locked that in as a win, but he actually hasn't been that great in 1-run games this year. He's been really good when they've had 2 or 3 run leads.
It's a bummer.
I think he's only won 3 of 5. So 2 failures when they lead by 1.
Is that a true stat?
John was saying that yesterday. Yeah.
John Schaefer was saying it. So when they have 1-run lead going into a Hader bullpen, he'll blow it. He'll blow it 3 out of 5. Or
he's
blown 2 of them.
I'll double check the stat.
Yeah,
but I think he's blown 2 of them out of 5 opportunities.
Okay, gotcha. Which, again, the alarm bells aren't going off there if that's the case. I mean, could there be cause for concern if all of a sudden that record flips? Should he be more automatic? Maybe. But again, like Josh Hader, to be perfectly honest, if his, 3-2 record with one run in the ninth.
I'm double checking the stat. Now you got me nervous.
I know it's okay. But if that is the worst of our problems as Padres fans, I am literally, great, because you know what it's been is like the lineup not hitting has been the problem.
And Hader has been fantastic for a large part this season.
Well, he hasn't been used that much, unfortunately.
And that stat yesterday wouldn't be a loss if there wasn't for some defensive mishaps that occurred. 2 outs left and a bad throw by Soto. Gary Sanchez playing out of position. There's a little confusion there. It just wasn't good at the end, and now the Padres lose. And look, you had a one run lead. However, you probably should have had more runs because you only had 2 hits.
Well, and here's the other thing. Let's just talk about that ninth. Stringing together the leadoff walk, a sac bunt, 2 singles, a stolen base off of Josh Hader. He's one of baseball's premier closers, but you're able to small ball him to death and generate and manufacture runs when you need them.
Yeah.
That is actually, to me, one of the most frustrating things about the Padres is when they need to be clutch and they need to play a little small ball, either there's a reluctance to by management or the front office, or these players don't want to, and they're not executing. I don't really understand why other teams seem to be able to do that, but the Padres refuse to play small ball.
And it's weird because 2 days ago they played small ball. They got the win.
Right.
And it was like that's how the Padres team should look. You get in the ninth inning, it's a tie game or it's a close game. 2 days ago it was a tie game in the ninth inning. They play small ball. Just get the next guy on. Get the next guy on. Get the next guy on. They win. They score 5 runs in that inning.
No.
Like, why don't you see what works and then keep going with it?
Just have Gary Sanchez hit a home run.
No, I love it. Nope. Stop it. Do you know who we are?
Yesterday, Blake Snell went 6 innings with no runs.
I know.
Only give up 3 hits.
Don't waste Blake Snell starts.
That's what they've been doing all year long.
Put it on a T-shirt.
Right.
Like, they give no offensive run support for Blake Snell.
Gosh.
Poor Blake. And then you look at the Marlins, like they get to start to celebrate here because as they beat the Padres, they're starting to feel themselves a little bit. They got a 29-27 record. They're over 500, the Padres. I mean, you're at 25-30. I mean, this should like, honestly, if the Padres were at 29-27, we would probably still be complaining a little bit that they're underperforming, just being a couple of games over 500.
Right.
The fact that they're behind the Marlins, the fact that they're behind the Diamondbacks in their own division. I mean, this season has just been hot. I mean, and it's hot and cold. It's like, one game, 9 runs. Next game, 1.
We're turning things around. The next game, we'll turn things around tomorrow.
Yeah.
I just don't know why they're allergic to winning 2 games in a row.
Well, luckily the Rockies can't win either, so they're 2 games behind.
Dodgers lost yesterday.
Okay.
Hey, look at that.
Diamondbacks beat the Rockies 6-0.
We got an early start today, though. I will say this: the rubber match. You could win all 3 series here, right? They beat the Yankees.
Yep. No, they didn't beat the Yankees.
They lost. They lost the
Yeah,
Yankee
they
series.
lost
You're
the
right.
They won game 1.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
They're
but
really good at game 1.
well, I mean, okay. So what's the best they can leave this with? A 5-4 record.
Yeah.
They win today.
Which we did say before the road trip was unacceptable.
Yeah. Well, it is. I mean, and that's kind of where I'm landing is this is just this is what the Padres have served you. When it's good, it's kind of like, it's like, say you've had a long day, right? And you're like, ooh, the jacuzzi sounds good tonight, right?
Jacuzzi sounds good right now.
Dude, we should do the show
That's on
from
the
a jacuzzi.
whiteboard.
Yeah, we need to get a jacuzzi.
Maybe
Maybe
we
we
sell them
should
at Costco like $300.
do
But those
should
inflatable ones?
get it in the office.
Yeah, but those only like probably fit in the office
Get
because they're only
them-
like 4 feet wide.
Yeah,
I mean-
all 3 of us can fit in there.
I mean, not our office. That's okay though. Can you imagine what we look like if we did a 3-hour show in a jacuzzi?
If it was 4 feet wide.
But like, you think about that jacuzzi after a long day, hard. like, you peel off the cover and you step in. Imagine the water's tepid, like it's room temperature. You're just like, this is the worst.
Yeah,
Like
this feels wrong.
That's what Padres road trips or stretches feel like. It's like there's a lot of excitement because they're going to do some good things, right? And then it just under delivers every
Homestands
time.
are worse. The water's cold.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
They're back home tomorrow.
So they win today. They go 5-4. We said it was unacceptable, but I guess now as a Padre fan, you're going, well, at least it wasn't a losing road trip.
If they win today.
If they win today. If they lose today, it's a losing road trip.
I'd say you have Joe Musgrove on the mound today. He's supposed to be your stopper. Like, it's not Michael Wacha. I know Michael Wacha has been the best pitcher so far this year. Joe Musgrove is supposed to be your stopper. Go out there and do it.
They've got 6 games at home, 4 against the Cubs, I believe, and then it's a 2-gamer against the Mariners before they're on the road in division to Colorado. So an opportunity here to turn things around. The Cubs, they're not very good right now. They're 24-31. So look,
sounds familiar.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to get better.
Guys,
it's an opportunity to get better. Yeah,
ready to get your spirits boosted?
Yeah.
How about 4 more deals?
What?
All of these are San Diego. You ready for a coastal vacation, Richie?
I am.
Well, enjoy the 30 for 30 offer at Mission Pacific Hotel in Oceanside. 30% off an oceanfront room, $30 credit to the best rooftop bar in San Diego. Again, iHeartRadioAccessDay.com. Habit for Humanity restores feature new and gently used. What?
Habitat for Humanity.
Isn't that what I said?
You said a habit for humanity?
Habitat for Humanity.
A habit for humanity would be like a cheeseburger.
Well, their restores feature. New, gently used furniture, appliances, home accessories, and more. Sign up for the Restore Savings Alert and receive 25% off your entire purchase now through June 17th.
Nice.
Some exclusions do apply.
Okay.
iHeartRadioAccessDay.com.
Okay.
Join the Y for $0 join fee. Not ready to join? Try the Y free up to 5 days through 6/13 to receive a guest pass at any of our 14 convenient Y locations. Again, iHeartRadioAccessDay.com. And the JW Marriott Desert Springs Resort in Palm Desert, a desert icon reinvented on 450 acres, including world-class golf, tennis, activities for the entire family. Reserve 3 nights, save 33%. Again, iHeartRadioAccessDay.com.
Pretty sweet.
The JW Marriott, I'm going there tomorrow.
I've driven past that.
But I'm paying for it. I should have waited for Access Day.
Yeah, you should have. Yeah.
You blew it.
iHeartRadioAccessDay.com is the web address to go to. Get there and check out all the local deals. There's a San Diego tab. You can open it up. A lot of cool things there. The Mission Pacific one's up there. The JW is up there. So get to that website for sure. Another website that we were perusing before the show was theathletic.com. Where actually, this is a guy who I think is a fair writer and clearly has developed a decent relationship with Aaron Rodgers. Matt Schneidman out there covers the Green Bay Packers. And he basically called up Aaron and was like, look, here's the deal. I'm going to write a piece about what the Packers have said about you specifically, or sources around the team have said about you specifically. Would you like me to bounce these off of you and give you an opportunity to respond and have that be a part of my article? Because it's going to be printed either way. So here's your opportunity. And Aaron, in true Aaron Rodgers fashion, was like, yeah, any opportunity to speak out on things, I'm going to take it. And so he did. And so some of the things were pretty damning. Like, for example, he was apparently his commitment and effort during OTAs was questioned during his last couple of years with the Green Bay Packers, to which he responded to, when I'm in, I'm all in. And if you want to ride with the offseason workouts, I won the MVP without doing an offseason workout. Like, was my commitment any less? I'd say not at all. The way I come back to work, not just physically being in good shape, but mentally refreshed, the best thing for me is to have the season I wanted to have during those in Green Bay. I think that's just a cop-out written to try to find something to disparage me about. Honestly, you know what off-season workouts are really about? It's completely ridiculous. Here's some truth that he's spitting. Off-season workouts, they're a little bit of a waste of time.
Well, they're not for Aaron Rodgers.
No.
They're for the rookies.
They're for the rookies, but even for the rookies, look, you can develop some bad habits as a young player during off-season training activities because coaches they want you to do more than you probably should do wearing no pads. So as an offensive lineman, look, that's a position I play, right?
Okay.
When you're playing offensive line, it's very important to go full contact. It's very important for everybody to have full pads on and to get live reps. Now, obviously, those opportunities are limited. You can work on a lot of footwork stuff and hand placement stuff, but they'll actually, I mean, I remember during OTAs doing live one-on-ones against defensive linemen wearing nothing but jerseys.
Wow.
And I mean, like, it's not even close to what it's like when you're in full pads. And it can teach you some really poor form, bad technique with your hands just because you're trying to survive the day and not get called out in film. And then you take that to the field when you have full pads on, and they're like, well, that's a hold. It's like, well, that's what I was doing during OTAs, and it was working, so I'm bringing that to, you know, and so the same could be true for receivers not running full speed on routes. Timing could be screwed up with quarterbacks throwing to those receivers, defensive backs, whatever it may be. The look may be different when you have full pads and the bullets are flying for real. So there is a little bit of truth to what he's saying about OTAs being a little bit of a waste of time.
Yeah, but working out in the off season, I mean, that's well, one, it's a way to keep the players accountable during the time that they're not out there playing during the season, right? And then, but on to your point, why wouldn't you just practice like you were going to practice during the season? Why change it?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but yeah, I get that. But man, oh man, I'm so tired of Aaron Rodgers bringing up the MVP season. We got it, man.
Back-to-back MVP seasons.
We got it. We got it. Yeah, definitely. I mean, congratulations.
But when you feel attacked, right? All right, so we're all married. You know, there are occasions where you run into arguments where all of a sudden, you know, something is thrown in your face and you're just like, gosh, well, what about the things I do around here?
Right.
And you'll do that. You'll be like, I was an MVP back-to-back seasons. You remember, babe? Those were good times for us.
Yes, you are correct.
You know what I mean? When you feel attacked, sometimes you're like, but I took the garbage out. Remember?
Especially in Aaron Rodgers' situation, like, he was with Green Bay a lot longer than Brian Gutekunst was.
Yeah.
You know? So he's like, this is my home. You came in and now you're talking crap about me in my house. It's like a second marriage.
It's like, honestly, it's like getting remarried and all of a sudden being like, oh my God, this again? You kidding me? I thought I escaped this the first time.
Took out the trash this morning.
Yeah. Remember when big old Mike McCarthy was around here? I got him out of Dodge. Now I'm doing it again. And then I'm sure Matt LaFleur is like playing traffic cop between him and the front office. Like, everything's fine. Everything's fine.
I didn't put this part of the article in the rundown, but there was a portion that was talking about Matt LaFleur right after the Jordan Love pick.
Yeah.
And I guess somebody texted Aaron Rodgers and said, hey, Matt looked pretty happy when they picked Jordan Love. But the front office denied. Said, oh, this was a GM pick. Coach had nothing to do with it. And Rodgers even says it in the article. He's like, they all know.
Yeah.
Like, Matt LaFleur was part of this pick.
I read it. Look, they would never, ever, 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 ever select a quarterback without like filling in even if they were going to do it and railroad whatever opinion he had, they were going to talk to Matt LaFleur about it. So you can't claim like, geez, Aaron, I didn't know they were going to go after the Utah State kid. They said maybe if he was available in the second round, but trading up for him, whoo, my goodness, what a mistake. It's just all ridiculous. Look again,
it's a really solid read. I would suggest, like, if you care at all about Rodgers, the drama of the NFL, like, the Athletic has some crazy subscription right now. It's like $1.99 for 12 months.
Yeah.
Worth it for this article.
Yeah, it really is well done. I think, look, I appreciate the insight that Aaron Rodgers gives us. Do I agree with every single word he's ever said in his entire career as a starting quarterback, or even personally his views on certain things? No, I don't.
RELAX.
But I will say this. I like the fact that we get inside the head of one of the top performing human beings on the planet doing a game that or performing in a sport that I care about. Like, that's fun. You know, the people who do that are the most interesting. Like, remember when Dennis Rodman played in the NBA?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, he was nuts, but he was fun to, like,
vocal.
Yeah,
he was with Carmen Electra for a little bit, right?
Yeah, he certainly was.
Yeah.
In Vegas.
Well, Carmen Electra does not seem to be aging.
Yeah,
I mean, good on her.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big fan.
Using the same stuff that Jennifer Aniston and Sandra Bullock is using.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah,
keep eating those babies. Who cares? It's Access Day here at iHeartRadio San Diego. It's Access Day everywhere you listen to iHeartRadio. So we're going to continue to roll out live local deals. Keep listening to Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. That's coming up next.
iHeartRadio Access Day continues, and we break down or we take a look at what Game 1 of the NBA Finals will look like tonight. Talk about it next.
This update is presented by iHeartRadio Access Day. Padres give up a 1-run lead in the 9th inning. They lose 2-1 to the Marlins yesterday in Miami. One more against the Marlins today. Joey Musgrove on the mound for some morning baseball. First pitch, 10:10. Starting tomorrow, Padres come back home. They'll be taking on the Cubbies for a 4-game series. Elsewhere in the NL West last night, D-backs beat the Rockies 6-0. Dodgers lose to the Nationals 10-6. Pirates beat the Giants 9-4. NBA Finals tip-off tonight. Denver Nuggets, Miami Heat, game 1 in Denver. We're going to talk about it coming up next. Hey there, today's a big day for iHeartRadio listeners. It's iHeartRadio Access Day. We're giving you access to some one-of-a-kind deals and unique experiences. Check out iHeartRadioAccessDay.com for some amazing specials from our partners, and keep listening for even more.
Yeah, it's going to be a big day here at San Diego Sports 760. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch here. iHeartRadio Access Day. Look, iHeartRadio gives you access to everything, but today, access like never before. Over 700 deals and experiences today only. A trip for two to our 2024 iHeartRadio Alter Ego concert. That's out in L.A. You can check out a virtual bachelor party co-hosted by Fox Sports Radio, Covino, and Rich. Spending the day with Dan Patrick and the Danettes in the Man Cave. I got no problem with that. And these deals are available today only at iHeartRadioAccessDay.com.
So we have an update on the stat about Josh Hader entering the 9th inning when the Padres are leading by 1 run.
It's worse than I thought it was.
He's 2 and 3. So he's blown 3 out of 5 of those save opportunities when they're leading by 1 in the 9th.
If that stat's wrong, blame John Schaefer.
It's
just ripped it straight from him.
That's a Schaefer stat.
It is tough to win in that situation when you're leading by 1 and you walk the first batter.
Walk the first guy. One of the dudes that scored, really, I don't think he touched home plate, but whatever. That's the Padres' fault. They didn't challenge. Or not challenge. What is it in the 9th inning? It's a crew chief review. I think that's what it is.
I believe you are correct, yeah. Or crew, grounds crew? No.
Right, but Bob Melvin can call for that.
They call him the grounds crew.
No, it was something that didn't quite seem right to me.
They came out there and they got the goose off the field. Thank God.
They went in, they were dragging the field. Everything's good.
Turns out he was safe. We found a footprint.
Just go to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com. That's the important thing.
Forensic team has to come out to see.
Dude, it's crazy. I mean, like, I'm so wrapped up in baseball again, and it's mainly because I forgot that the NBA exists because of this layoff between the end of the Eastern Conference Finals and the holiday weekend that we were kind of leading our way out of into now tip-off of the finals. That is it tonight? Is it still tonight, or they push the date back? Because it's just like, how long do we have to wait for the NBA season to finally be determined?
Well, it feels like we haven't seen the Nuggets play for about a week and a half.
Because we haven't.
Okay, good.
Here's the thing. I think that the Warriors-Lakers series got so much hype nationally, right? Because it was Steph, it was LeBron. That was a big deal. And then the Lakers-Nuggets series also got a lot of hype nationally because it's LeBron. It's is this the last playoff series he plays in? Like a lot of hype and ridiculousness that LeBron wanted us all to talk about. This is going to be the best series of the playoffs. I honestly believe that. Like, the Miami Heat have storylines everywhere. The Denver Nuggets, while a little more boring, have the best player in the NBA right now. So I can't wait for this series, and I feel like this is getting less hype than any of the Eastern Conference, Western Conference, or even divisional round series.
And Nuggets are heavily favored here, right?
8.5 points tonight.
Yeah, which, again, home floor.
That's not really heavily favored in the NBA, though. That's 3 possessions.
Yeah, and those leads evaporate quick, but you don't see many double-digit, let's put it close to double-digit favorites or dogs when you get to the finals. But that's how lopsided the West versus the East is, especially with the way the Nuggets have played through their side of the bracket here. And, they're led by 2 players who have a lot to prove on an organization that, like you just mentioned, Ben, they just don't get a lot of hype. Jokic, 40 players were drafted ahead of him in 2014. Murray, 29 were drafted ahead of him in 2011. So it's not like these guys were priorities. Also Jokic, and this is true for like Giannis too, and some of the other foreign born stars in the NBA. They just don't get as much publicity because of their, you can't attach yourself, like, for example, the kid from Akron. Like, everybody in the world knows where LeBron James is from. A lot of people still struggle remembering that Jokic is from Serbia. They're like, what is he, Lithuanian? Is he Swedish?
I would have had 3 guesses. Serbia might have been number 3.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit of that, but if he was from Compton, we would know. If he was from New Jersey, we'd have an easier time with it. You could connect and attach to him a little bit easier. But we don't know what his upbringing was like because most of us aren't from Serbia. It's interesting. The NBA has a little bit of a problem when they don't have large coastal superpowers, and the Miami Heat's not really one of them anymore, involved in a final. They really lose a lot of buzz.
So the Nuggets are minus 460, meaning if you bet $100 on this, you're only winning $46. Is that right?
Say it again. They're minus what?
Minus 460.
Yeah.
To win the whole NBA Finals.
If you bet $100 on it, what are you? Yeah,
46.
You win $46. Yeah,
and then Miami Heat plus 350. So value play there.
Yeah,
I'd bet the Heat.
You would bet the Heat?
Hell yeah, dude! I think the Heat are gonna win
the final.
Do you really?
In 6.
I have zero confidence in that.
Yeah.
Well, you also had zero. Well, ESPN Advanced Analytics had zero confidence in them in the previous series.
Yeah,
I like the Heat a lot, dude. I like Jimmy Butler.
I as well. I like how they play.
Tyler Hero out tonight. They thought he might be able to play tonight, but he's not going to.
Something feels like their finals just ended. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, it feels like it was a good run for the Heat. Now, I hope you're right. I hope that the Heat, because I think it'll be obviously a much more spirited competition if we see the Heat win this, because I think those will be closer games than if what feels like inevitably will happen happens, which is there's no stopping Jokic. Nobody has an answer, especially in the modern NBA, how to handle a guy who's 6'11" with handles, with a jump shot, with court vision the way he has, his ability to finish, and his ability to shoot free throws. Like he's such a threat everywhere on the court that it becomes a mismatch nightmare for anybody who doesn't have a big man with great feet.
Analytically, you're correct. The Nuggets win this series. Everything in the world would tell you that. I'm going to get real corny on you real quick. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
You know what you can't measure with analytics? It's in here, baby.
You can't measure hot.
It's in here.
You can't measure hot.
Wow.
This Heat team has something, man, and it's something special. And it starts with Jimmy Butler, but it's the culture that he has helped build, and it goes throughout the whole locker room.
I wish I had that confidence. I wish I had the confidence you had.
Analytically, hardwood and balls classic. J-Riff should kick my ass.
Speaking
I'm fat. I'm out of shape.
Speaking of,
you know what you can't measure, baby? You can't measure heart. Come on.
Speaking of,
yes.
there was a huge announcement made yesterday.
Okay, so nobody wanted to say the words hardwood and balls classic on John and Jim yesterday.
That makes sense.
But JD Wicker appeared on their show at 4:30 for an interview. The athletic director over at San Diego State, the Jam Center is ours. The Jam Center is ours. We will be taking over next Wednesday, June 7th. Yeah. We will be live streaming the Hardwood and Balls Classic, the one-on-one matchup between our very own Ben Fletcher and the producer of the Darren Smith Show, Jonathan Rifkin. They'll go head-to-head to 21. We got to lay out the rules. Yeah. We need to build a trophy. Yeah. We need to train you today.
What time is the game? Is it 4? Is that what time we're thinking?
I'm thinking tip-off probably in the second hour of John and Jim makes the most sense.
Sounds good.
Right?
Sounds good.
We'll get set up around 2:30. All right. Okay. We'll get the keys to the Jam Center. Okay. We'll put Ben through the paces, which means we'll give him those tiny little Hostess donuts.
Right.
And he'll do some Coors Lights and some light stretching.
We should get those Crunch donuts. Those were good.
Those were real. And you know what? I've finally gotten over like whatever aversion I built up toward Hostess after us eating so much of it.
Yeah, I'm past it as well.
But I'm ready to get back on that wagon.
Yep.
I brought some spirited clothing today for my workouts.
Did we bring a basketball at all?
We don't have a basketball, but you know what?
There's a Walmart. There's a Walmart right there.
What we don't have in balls, we make up in hot.
Yeah,
we make up in hot.
We can't measure it.
How come no one wants to say hardwood, which is clearly the floor of the Jam Center?
No big deal.
And balls.
And balls. When you put them together, hardwood and balls. Actually, the logo that you created for this classic, I think is quite tasteful.
Sarah, Sarah, my wife, said it. We cannot use. I can't even continue on with that thought. I mean, because look, I was just getting creative. I was
You
just
can delete
heading,
it. We
I was
already
just
have
heading
it.
down the rabbit hole,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
and she said, "Absolutely not. Delete that immediately."
I told you on the group text yesterday that Sarah's almost never wrong.
Right.
Yesterday, she was wrong.
This was just a concept. Just some concept art.
Hang on a second.
It's just concept
Just
me
art.
flash it on the
camera.
camera real quick.
I could go like this.
A little sneak preview of what we're dealing with here.
It looks so much worse.
It's a basketball court.
It looks so much worse on the camera because the light really
basketball
isn't
court.
picking up, so you just see outlines.
Hang on.
You can't see the lettering.
Maybe it was because my thing wasn't. Here we go. Let's do it again. Here, show me the logo.
Nope, still bad. All it is outlines. Oh, there you go. That's good right there.
Yeah, that's the hardwood and balls classic.
It was. This was just some concept art that apparently won't make it through.
No, I think it's gonna be fine. Look, you know what, guys? I think the most important thing is it needs something. It needs a little polishing, right? Maybe we could add a little something to the graphics, but we're there. We're close.
My head is already going in a completely different direction. It'll be very tasteful. Everyone will be happy.
I was
excited.
a little disappointed you didn't put my sweat stains on it.
I hadn't got that far. I was literally just saying, what if I do this? What if I put this here? What's it look like? And Sarah leaned over and went, absolutely not. I'm like, you can't see that on a t-shirt?
It's like a basketball
right on the chest.
Oh, we need to get t-shirts made. Whatever the logo is, we need to get t-shirts made. We need jerseys.
We need Team Fletch shirt.
But we do need Team Fletch. Like, we should have Coach on the back of our shirts.
Right. I was gonna go in the custodial
coveralls.
Yeah, coveralls, and then just have Puddle Patrol put on the back.
Fantastic. This is fantastic. Yeah.
So I can mop up.
All right. Well,
Because let's be honest, I'm not coaching anybody.
I put on my high socks. I bought a sweatshirt.
I brought you really douchey sunglasses.
Thank you. I'm gonna need
You're
them.
welcome.
Are those just your current sunglasses?
No, they're a step up from my current ones.
I'm wearing Ted Lasso socks today because the final episode was last night.
I didn't watch it. No spoilers.
Well,
Okay.
I cried. I cried several times.
Yeah.
I've heard from some people they loved the last season, and I heard from some people they hated it. I've seen none of it, so I can't have an opinion.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it is great. Look, there was a couple early episodes where I thought, where are they going? And then now it all makes sense.
Culminating.
Yeah, it's honestly, that show ended, and I thought, I don't know how you get any better than that. It was
All right.
perfect.
How about another culmination? Are we going to have news on DeAndre Hopkins soon? That's next. The likeliest landing spot for DeAndre Hopkins. We'll fill you in coming up next. Absolutely love this, right? We have a lot going on today on iHeart All Access Day, or I should say Access Day. We dropped the all. We dropped the all.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of all access.
So this is what you get, right? You get opportunities to go to the JW Marriott Desert Springs Resort in the Palm Desert. You could go to the reserve 3 nights and save 33%. You go to Habitat for Humanity Restores. I've been there, by the way. So we have a little rental property, and we were able to fill it up with a lot of smoking deals over there anyways, but now you get 25% off your entire purchase now through June 17th. You can buy one combo, get one free on Big Cheech's chicken. Waffle sliders, get one combo free. All combos include 2 sliders, side of fries, small drink, must be redeemed in store. So if you want to go somewhere local,
that sounds fine.
That's going to be good. How about a hydrating foot treatment and glass of bubbly with a 50 to 80 purchase in Spa Terraire, located in the Kona Kai Resort and Spa. Oh, this is a great read. Actually, here, let's put it this way. It sounds to me like this is a 50 to 80 minute spa session at the spa located at Kona Kai. That's an amazing deal as well. Look, all this information is at iHeartRadioAccessDay.com. You're going to want to get there to see all the local deals, all the national deals as well. There's sweepstakes you could sign up for. You could register there to get all the breaking news around Access Day here today, and that's how we're celebrating.
We nailed that.
Yeah. That was excellent.
Air check.
Yeah, we're going to be reading that again later. Here's the point. You're going to be hearing a lot of deals all day long for Access Day. iHeartRadio is giving back to listeners. So again, the most important thing is go to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com and give it a look. There's plenty to find there. So DeAndre Hopkins, he's been sending out some tweets. Okay. He hasn't been completely quiet. He's appeared on a couple of podcasts. The Pro Bowl wide receiver, who's now a free agent after being released by the Cardinals, recently responded, it seems, to New York Jets head coach Robert Saleh and Tennessee Titans head coach Mike Vrabel when they said their teams aren't going to be pursuing Hopkins with the see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil monkey emojis on his Twitter account. It seems like it was in direct reaction to that. There are going to be some teams who are out. I thought the New York Jets would be in, but apparently not.
Yeah, I would have thought so as well. I don't know, it's interesting. This whole scenario is interesting to me because I would have thought that, the Cardinals would have done something for him or to get something for him. Just to say bye seems odd, and then to have teams saying, Now we're not interested. Also seems odd to me, which makes me go, is there something else we're not being told?
So he had the 8-week suspension last season for PEDs, right? That was last year.
Yes, that was last season.
So he missed like half the season because of PED thing. But other than that, he's been relatively healthy the majority of his career. He's been ridiculously productive all of his career. I can't believe there aren't teams just lining up to pay him whatever he wants, unless what he wants is the Devontae Adams contract or more. Because I can understand why that would be a tough sell.
Yeah, I don't think you can really give him quite the money that Devontae Adams last season was one of the most productive. I mean, the offense for the Raiders was one of the most productive offenses. They just weren't very good because they couldn't win games. But that was a great season. And so that contract, not only was it earned prior to, but it's merited in his play after the fact. DeAndre Hopkins, since signing with the Cardinals, has been hurt or unavailable due to PED suspension and has had statistically 2 of his worst seasons cumulatively. Like when he's on the field and available, he's very good. But I mean, you can't help your team if you're injured or you're suspended. You know, this is the same thing we've been talking about Fernando Tatis Jr.
Right.
I mean, he's great when he's there, but he's just got to be there more consistently. And I don't think that's the reason why the Cardinals got rid of him. The Cardinals got rid of him because they're resetting their culture. I just don't think he's a part of their plan, but he could some team could benefit big from him for the right price.
Why wouldn't they set up some kind of trade for something? I mean, you just release him?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what the rush was. Like, I sort of feel like you could have held on to him and wait to see if there's injuries during OTAs or, you know, there's an issue during training camp, unless maybe they're really worried that he's going to pop positive for another PED test.
But you would think
when someone gets released, do you have to pay them the rest of the money on their contract that's guaranteed, like the day you release them?
No, I think it's like there's rules to it. It's within a certain window. But
the Cardinals are on the hook for whatever was left.
They owe him
now
what's left.
Hopkins is able to go out and do a new deal with a new team.
Correct.
So maybe that's what Hopkins wanted.
Well, yeah, but still it makes no sense.
Yeah, I mean, because why wouldn't the Cardinals? Because I believe I have to look this up here. I believe I read it was about $60 million they still owe him. So he gets $60 million by them saying bye. Where, I mean, what if you sent him somewhere and got $30 million back?
Yeah.
Then it only costs you $30 million, even if it wasn't a trade somewhere, just somebody picking up part of the tab. It just seems so odd.
I think what it comes down to, and this is going to nauseate some people, but it's going to come down to the Kansas City Chiefs or the Buffalo Bills, which we discussed this earlier in the week.
Or the San Francisco 49ers.
I don't really see them doing it.
I don't either.
Yeah,
but I want them to be in the same conversation as those two.
Well, yeah, you would hope, because Kansas City just won that Super Bowl. And if you add Hopkins to this cast of receivers in Kansas City, yikes. And then you think about Hopkins playing across from Diggs in Buffalo with Josh Allen's arm.
Call me crazy. The other team that makes sense and that disgusts me is the Philadelphia Eagles. Put him across from A.J. Brown, give Jalen Hurts another weapon who's not the best thrower in the world. That opens up some more options for him.
Yeah, A.J. Brown may have been the best receiver in the NFL last season.
He's fantastic.
I mean, he had an unbelievable year with Hurts, and Hurts just signed that new contract. There's a lot of good in Philadelphia right now.
And Hopkins may be at that point in his career, especially if he's still getting broke off by the Cardinals, where he's willing to take less money to go to a contender. The Chiefs and the Bills are near the bottom of the league in cap space. I think they're actually the bottom 2 in cap space. And so, like, he's going to have to take less money if he wants to go with them, but you're on an immediate Super Bowl contender.
Right. I mean, look, no matter where he goes, he's going to help a team out. But going to one of those teams, all of a sudden it looks like they're just completely dangerous. But we've said that before. We've said that with a local team here of how could that get any better, and it doesn't quite work. So
well,
only time will tell.
Hopkins, I mean, he's not young. You know, he's 10 seasons into his career. And if he finishes right now, he's most likely I shouldn't say most likely, but he should be considered a Hall of Fame candidate with the numbers that he posted. I mean, he's unbelievable when you look at those 10 seasons. But if he pairs up with like a Patrick Mahomes, for example, or a Josh Allen, for example,
Deadly.
I mean, you're talking, those are legacy defining moments. Like, you win one Super Bowl with these numbers, you're in the Hall of Fame.
One of the best route runners, one of the best contested ball catchers that the NFL has really ever seen. Like, he is fantastic when double coverage, single coverage, triple coverage, doesn't matter.
Although I say that, and the PED suspension may keep him out.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. All right, Access Day here at iHeartRadio San Diego. You're going to hear it all day long here on the station, certainly on our show, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Stick around. We got more deals on the other side.
Hour 2, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by iHeartRadio Access Day. Padres give up a 1-run lead in the 9th inning yesterday. They lose 2-1 to the Marlins in Miami. One more in Miami today. Joe Musgrove on the mound for some morning baseball. First pitch, 10-10. Starting tomorrow, Padres will come back home. They take on the Cubs for a 4-game series. Elsewhere in the NL West last night, D-backs beat the Rockies 6-0. Dodgers lose to the Nationals 10-6. Pirates beat the Giants 9-4. NBA Finals tipping off tonight. It's going to be the Miami Heat in Denver taking on the Nuggets. Nuggets opening up tonight as 8.5-point favorites on their home court. Hey there. Today's a big day for iHeartRadio listeners. It's iHeartRadio Access Day. We're giving you access to some one-of-a-kind deals and unique experiences Check out iHeartRadioAccessDay.com for some amazing specials from our partners, and keep listening for even more. Richie's about to tell you about some more.
Yeah! Woo! It is a very happy Thursday to those who celebrate. We certainly are here on Big Rich TD and Fletch because we've got 4 more deals on iHeartRadio Access Day. JW Marriott Desert Springs Resort in Palm Desert, a desert icon reinvented on 450 acres, including world-class golf, tennis, and activities for the entire family. Reserve 3 nights, save 33%. How about that, guys?
Yeah, that sounds good. Habitat for Humanity Restores feature new and gently used furniture and appliances, home accessories, and a whole lot more. You can sign up for Restore Savings Alerts and receive 25% off your entire purchase now through June 17th. Some exclusions do apply. Also, spending the day with Dan Patrick and the Danettes. These are some of the experiences you can get today only in the Man Cave. $50 off your first box of healthy meals delivered to your door from Daily Harvest, plus free shipping. And you can win a 1-year subscription to iHeartRadio All Access. These deals are only available today at iHeartRadioAccessDay.com.
Yes, they certainly are. So anyways, look, this is a big day for all of our listeners. You got to make sure that you get to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com to check out all the local and national deals. And you're going to find new deals updated throughout the show day today here on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, but certainly on Darren Smith's show and later on John and Jim. So check that out. Be listening all day long and register. Most importantly, get to the website, iHeartRadioAccessDay.com, and register there because they're going to be sending you consistent email updates on what's available and breaking nearby you. Okay, so the Padres. Look, disappointing season to this point, no question about it. But I will say this, watching yesterday, something happened to my brain. I was thinking to myself, like, okay, if I were a player in this clubhouse.
Did you take your gummy too early?
No. Actually, I have a story to tell about that. Those gummies, man, I'm not made for that life. THC and me, we do not belong on the same block.
When was the last time you had a gummy?
I had a gummy over the weekend trying to fall asleep. And when you mistime those things, I mean, it has the opposite effect for me. All of a sudden, I'm now trapped inside my own head for the next 3 hours until I wear myself out and fall asleep. It's the worst feeling in the world.
Bryn Sperry says you're supposed to time those right before you go watch a movie.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I would be a miserable bastard if I tried to take THC before a movie theater experience. Yeah. That would be sweet misery. So instead, what I do is I try to take it before bed. I'm just not about that life. Well, anyways, so no, what happened to me yesterday I was watching the Padres game and I was thinking to myself, how would I respond to this season if I were in that clubhouse?
I'd be pissed.
Yeah. That's like, okay, so follow that line of thought. You've played sports, right?
A couple.
Anybody who's played sports, whether it's, and doesn't matter what level, I don't care if high school level, Pee Wee League. I don't care if you one time played Little League Baseball. If you cared about it, that's the most important thing. If you were ever passionate about a sport that you played, when you lose, it's frustrating. It pisses you off. It's not fun. You're not having fun.
You end up getting extremely angry at your best friends.
Could. Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. Well, because your heart's in it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to go out there and win. And look, this season was not supposed to go this way. And I think part of the problem may be you just thought that everybody was going to be so good that you coasted a little bit.
And Rich, I'm not positive where you're going with this, but my line of thinking when you brought that up is people start getting mad at each other in locker rooms. People start getting more mad at themselves in locker rooms when stuff like this is happening. Like I'm imagining Fernando Tatis walks off the field yesterday and is furious because he had a few non-competitive at-bats where he's supposed to be one of the best hitters in baseball. Manny Machado right now, I'm sure, is furious because he's not out on the field helping his teammates win. Juan Soto, I'm sure, since he's put on the Padres uniform and is fighting for a new contract, is furious with himself because he hasn't been putting up similar numbers to what he used to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a struggle, man. It absolutely is a struggle. Where I was going with it was just this sheer fact of like, these guys are trying their damnedest.
Yeah.
Like the one thing that I think is lost when you're watching a baseball game or a football game or, whatever sport you're interested. NBA finals will be on tonight. You'll see Jokic and Jimmy Butler. If one of these teams get beat by 10, it's not because they weren't trying. I can promise you that. Now, there are times, and in the NBA, it happens more often than the other two sports we just mentioned, where you may go into conservation mode and you say like, okay, you know what? We don't want to get worn out. It's a long series. Let's put it in coast mode for the fourth quarter. And that annoys fans, and it should. But for the most part, these guys are trying their damnedest to be great at the sport they're playing. And certainly I think I watched this video of Manny Machado giving a bat and a glove to a little kid, in the clubhouse or out in the tunnel before one of these games recently. And he said, hey, wish us luck. We need it. We need it so bad right now. And I was thinking to myself, like, that's a human being. Like, this is a guy who's, look, he's hurt right now. He's trying to get back to the team so he can help his team, but this is what it looks like. Trust me when I tell you, every single one of these Padres players wants to be batting 500 right now and, having over 1,000 OPS.
Of course.
That's the reality of the situation. The crummy part of it, for whatever reason, it's like they all caught the flu at the same time, and it just has been a struggle to get any momentum going. And like you said, as long as they don't start turning against each other, Ben, it could be a bright season, but it feels like we may be hurtling towards a time like that.
And we've also had back-to-back weeks where Kevin Acee and his little Padres daily that he does has said in back-to-back weeks, last week saying that some of the captains of the team had meetings with Bob Melvin to talk about communicating more with each other. And then this past week, he said there's been real fissures. That was the word he used in the clubhouse. Now, fissures, take your mind where you want to go with that. But what I'm seeing is there's breaks in this clubhouse right now.
And that's a big problem.
A huge problem.
Yeah. Because if those continue and those cracks get a little bigger, well, now, you're fighting against each other down in that dugout.
And that's what losing
it doesn't work.
That's what losing does. It makes people turn on each other. Like if the three of us were in the bottom of the barrel in ratings, we're not. But if we were, at a certain point, one of you guys would start getting really pissed at me. I'd start getting really pissed at you guys. And I would also be mad at myself, and you would also be mad at yourselves. Like, that's just how this goes.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. It's just the problem with the problem with where they're at is so baffling because it just shouldn't be. Like, you look at the numbers, it shouldn't be. You look at look at these players, you look at their track record, and you know how they play. You know how well they can play. You've seen the stats, you've seen the footage, you've seen the clips, you've seen the highlights. And there's been moments of it on this Padres team, but it just has not come to fruition. So when you're seeing these losses stack up and going, how are the Padres near the bottom of the NL West? How are they not competing here?
NL period.
NL period. You are correct. Yeah, NL period. How are they not competing? You get frustrated. So as you're sitting there going, if I was in that dugout, I'd be pissed. As a fan, you're pissed because it just shouldn't be, and there's no answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, when things are going sideways, it's impossible not to get pissed off. It's impossible, especially if you're prideful. It's impossible not to wear it every single day and bring it home with you. I'm sure for the more passionate of the players on this ball club, their home lives aren't exactly peachy keen either, because you're grumpy when you're playing like dog bleep. It's not fun. It's a bad feeling. And, you got to kind of shake it off of you at some point and be like, nah, I'm not that bad. We're not that bad. We got to get it together collectively, but it has to start somewhere.
Remember after the first two games of the season, there are 2 losses in a row, I think, to the Rockies, right? Was that it? And
yeah.
Travis was all the way down in the gutter. He was riding the roller coaster hard. And I was saying, I'm not going to do that this year. I've done it.
Yeah, well, I said I was off the roller coaster, and then I got right back on. And day before yesterday, I was feeling pretty good. Yesterday, I was feeling pretty good. And then after yesterday's loss,
but I think the reason that you get back on the roller coaster is because this is so unforeseen. Like, it was supposed to just kind of be a steady season. Like, this regular season was supposed to be easy for the Padres. It was supposed to be a coast. You were supposed to just run through the regular season, focus in October, focus in whatever the month before October is. Is that November? No. September.
The month before
September.
October.
I think.
You really
You're
nailed
Someone
it.
sing the
correct.
song for me. But that's what I'm saying. Like, this shouldn't have been the issue here, and now we're sitting here 50-something games in, and it's a big issue.
It is. There's no doubt about it.
Well, I mean, because it's if you start stacking up a few more losses, the season slips away.
You may have already kissed the NL West goodbye, by the way.
Yeah, most likely.
Most likely. Yeah, that's correct.
I mean, look, this is the time that we're used to. By the way, Padres fans are used to this. June comes around, usually the NL West is gone. Like I'm just speaking in real terms. I mean, this is since I've lived here. I've been in San Diego for a decade. The June time is when most people start turning their attention to the NFL. When the NFL was still here, it was a lot easier. But nowadays, with the Chargers out of town and a somewhat diminished interest in the NFL and a heightened interest in the Padres, especially the way that they've been spending and played last year. Like, the expectation is, no, we got to hang on tight to this because this is like our real ticket to see a champion potentially in this town.
They haven't won the division since 2006.
Yeah. It's been a long damn time.
It has been a steady stream of Dodgers and Giants with a little Diamondbacks smattered in between.
Yeah. It's just what it's been for a very long time. All right. Yeah. Speaking of the NFL, let's switch gears there.
Thank you.
There is a growing coalition of sports organizations and medical advocacy groups that are now expanding their work to help prevent cardiac arrest fatalities. Okay.
Is this
so
DeMar Hamlin related?
Yeah, the NFL is very interested, obviously, in spearheading this as a reaction to what happened to DeMar Hamlin last season, the Bills secondary player who was contacted in the chest, dropped on the field at the end of the regular season in Cincinnati, was rushed to the hospital, went into sudden cardiac arrest, was resuscitated on the field and several times, I believe, on the ambulance ride. I mean, he still wants to play football, which if he gets a clean bill of health, that's his decision and the Bills' decision to keep him out there. But what's fascinating about this is, are either of you any more, or I should say any less interested in the violence of football after watching what we witnessed last season with DeMar Hamlin?
It was such a freak incident. It was something I've never seen before in my life. It was a once in a lifetime thing to this point. I don't see that ever happening again on a football field. I think that everything had to line up so perfectly, so to the minuscule millisecond of a fraction that happened with the hit to the chest, that no, I was not affected in terms of football. I felt really bad for DeMar Hamlin in that moment.
I feel the same way.
And for Tyler Boyd. Was Tyler Boyd the guy that hit him? No, T. Higgins?
I forget who it was. It might have been Higgins, I think.
I think it was Higgins.
Yeah.
I feel the exact same way. I feel like just for whatever freak thing that happened, everything aligned. And in that millisecond, if it would have been literally 1 millisecond later, that wouldn't have happened. And we wouldn't be sitting here talking about this. I don't think it's a bad thing that you have more of a eyeball on cardiac arrest. I don't think it's a bad thing that there's talk of, hey, what happens if this occurs on the field? How do we be ready for it? Let's make sure that no one dies out here on the field. I think that's all good, but it doesn't really change my thought of how the game should be played.
Yeah, it would take for me, agree with both of what you're saying, the freak incident and the fact that it's the first time we've seen it. And also the fact that, like, DeMar Hamlin on the other side of this, he's made public appearances. He looks pretty healthy. I mean, it's not the best case scenario, but if you are going to have a situation like this, talking to Dr. David Chow after the incident that week, he was like, the safest place you could ever have a cardiac incident is actually being a player on a football field.
Or in a hospital.
Yeah, or in a hospital. It's literally the safest place to have a cardiac event because you have people immediately responding to you who are highly trained, highly skilled, will understand the stakes immediately and get you the life-saving help that you obviously need.
And act fast enough to make sure you don't lose your life. But if DeMar Hamlin had that same incident on a high school football field, or if he had that same incident at a mall, it's not the same result. Like they broke down the numbers. It had to be done within minutes what those first responders did, or else Damar Hamlin was going to die.
Yeah, and they all have to be trained. I mean, the training protocol that's in place already is amazing, but expanding this now and spreading awareness, sure. Like, I mean, these things obviously can happen at the local level. I mean, there's a lot of high school football played across the country. You hear about these events so sparsely because they're rare. They're rare occurrences. I hope that this isn't a growing trend. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't follow the numbers. I'm not a statistician medically, but I certainly don't feel like it's changed very much in terms of my interest in the game or my interest in the violence of the game.
Boys, we got deals.
Let's hear
We
it.
got deals to tell people about. This is San Diego One's live locals. Hydrating foot treatment, glass of bubbly with a 50 to 80 minute purchase in Spa Tari, located in the Kona Kai Resort and Spa. After your service, enjoy the day exploring the resort with a day pass for 2 and access to 2 pools, bike rentals, and more. All that is going to be found at iHeartRadioAccessDay.com.
Yeah, and you can join the Y for a $0 join fee. But if you're not ready to join, try the Y for free for up to 5 days through June 13th to receive a guest pass at any of our 14 convenient Y locations.
Also, this one, I mean, for our show, this means a lot.
This is it.
Buy one combo, get one free. Buy one combo from Big Cheech's Chicken, Waffles, and Sliders and get one combo free. All combos include 2 sliders, a side of fries, and a small drink. That must be redeemed in store. No problem there. Just get out to Big Cheech's Chicken.
I like that. Or how about this? You ready for a coastal vacation? Enjoy the 30 for 30 offer at Mission Pacific Hotel in Oceanside. 30% off an oceanfront room and a $30 credit to the best rooftop bar in San Diego.
All that info, iHeartRadioAccessDay.com. Go to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com. Explore those deals. Explore a lot of other deals. Richie, you're a member at the Y, right?
Yep.
Could you imagine if you didn't have to pay a fee to sign up?
Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable opportunity. The Y in La Jolla is one of the most beautiful gyms. I'm not even kidding when I say this, that I've ever been into in my life. It overlooks the Pacific Ocean while you're on the cardio deck. So, but they got plenty of locations. There's a Mission Valley location, a Kearney Mesa location. They're all over the place, and they're all great. So get out and check out iHeartRadioAccessDay.com for more deals. Yeah, listen, it's funny when you're thinking about football and the violence of football. I think my biggest criticism of football is for the quarterback position. It's actually gotten too soft.
Oh no, I agree with that.
And it's gotten softer. Yet we saw Tua twice this year, like pretty much immobilized on the field.
Yeah, I mean it's almost like I feel like because quarterbacks are protected so well that they've stopped protecting themselves enough in the pocket.
Right.
Like, I mean, there are certain quarterbacks who obviously don't want to get hit, and they'll kind of, Tom Brady is a perfect example this last season. Anytime the rush was getting home, he would like kind of crumple up and he would take the hit.
Peyton Manning's last couple of years, he would literally just fall if someone got within 5 feet of him.
But if you're used to like guys missing tackles and trying to wrap you around the waist and able to fight through some arm tackles to deliver the ball, like you kind of do so fearlessly. Now, I don't know. I'm sure there are less quarterback injuries now than there ever have been, but I mean, there is a little bit of a fearlessness in the pocket for quarterbacks now because they just don't get contacted that much or that hard anymore.
And it's not that I'm saying I don't want them to, or I want them to get hit or get hurt or whatever it may be. It's you're taking away from the pass rush of the game. You're taking away that opportunity for a sack. We saw numerous times last season where, I mean, the pass rush just gave up. They would just stop running towards them because they thought the ball was going to come out of the quarterback's hand.
Can't hit him high, can't hit him low. Where can you hit him? Just right in the chest. Well, when you hit him in the chest, that leads to the snapback of the head hitting the turf.
Or even it would be, the ball comes out of the hand and, I mean, the pass rusher is not going to stop. He or can't stop. He's already falling forward onto the quarterback, and now it's a penalty. And you go, what? How is this swaying the game like this?
I don't necessarily think that like where you're allowed to hit him will lead to more contact with the back of the head to the turf. My point is like, I just don't think that quarterbacks care as much to protect themselves. Like, I mean, it's a real threat when you're in the pocket and a guy can absolutely body slam you. Like, you don't want them to get anywhere near you. So you tuck the ball and you start to scramble. You start to work the pocket a little bit more. Those sort of things, self-preservation.
Yeah.
those sort of things happen more. You're just seeing less of it because these guys just don't get hit anymore. And so as a result, I mean, again, I'm not going to say that's the reason why Tua got 2 concussions. The reason why I got 2 concussions is because the Bengals didn't rest him the next game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the truth. He shouldn't have been out on the field, and he was.
And as a player, as a quarterback, you're thinking, I've got a little bit of an insurance policy going here because I know the rules are they can't hit me in these certain manners. So you're right. You start to play a little different.
Yeah.
Start to stop protecting yourself.
Yeah, man, it is. It's fascinating what's happening. The rule changes with kickoff this year. I don't know if anybody saw this.
Starting on the 25.
So if
you can call fair catch.
If you fair catch anywhere inside the 25, the offense on that concurrent drive gets the ball in the 25. So it's no longer in the end zone for touchbacks. You can wave your hand at the 15-yard line. You get free 10 yards. And Matthew Slater, a guy who I played with, I think he was a year or two earlier in New England before I got there. Still there. He's been a Pro Bowler 1,000 times over, special teams captain of the Patriots for a decade plus. Incredible football player. Has now complained out loud about this during OTAs. He's like, I mean, this is literally how I cut my teeth in the NFL. This is the reason why I made rosters, and you're taking away opportunities for players to get noticed on special teams, because how many of these drives are going to start on the 25 as opposed to a returner taking the ball out? Most of them, I would say.
All of them.
Right.
I think the kickoffs are going to become irrelevant. I do think that this is the NFL trying to start getting rid of kickoffs completely. Like, this is going to be the beginning of their, well, every drive starts on the 25 anyways. Hey, you guys know what the access day thing has me thinking about?
What's that?
Since we have so many like vacation stuff in here, whether it's the JW Marriott or the Kona Kai Resort or Mission Pacific, how Travis never goes on vacation.
Yeah.
Why would that make you think of that?
Because it's like we have all these great deals. Kendall and I are going on a little mini vacation this weekend. We're actually going out to Palm Springs to the JW Marriott. But like, why don't you ever just take Sarah away for a weekend?
Even though time and money, I guess.
Technically,
time
this
and money.
weekend, Kendall's taking me away.
Oh.
But
I do have to. I have to drive to Fresno.
Just picture her carrying Ben through the threshold of one of the rooms at the Desert Palm Springs Resort.
Dude.
Just like she's sweating. He's just like, see how it feels? Isn't it embarrassing when you sweat like that, honey? Put me down. I'll be in the tub.
I'm driving to Fresno next weekend for my niece's graduation. Might be driving back the same day.
A lot of people vacation in Fresno.
Yeah. Fresno back the same day?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's like 10 hours of driving.
Yeah, that's fine.
No big
What's
deal.
the most driving you've ever done in one single day?
Oh, God. 2 different trips from just above Montana in Canada, a little town called Lethbridge, back to Merced, California.
that's
good
gotta
Lord.
It's over 24 hours, but we split it up into 2 days, 12 hours both times.
Oh, yeah. My longest stint behind the wheel was 19 hours, where I went
straight?
from here to Pinedale, Wyoming.
Pinedale, I didn't know if you could get there in a day.
Yeah, 19 hours is what it took me.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Was that
to
a vacation?
Wyoming?
I just went up there to see a buddy, I guess.
Just wanted to take a drive.
Yeah.
I borrowed one of my wrenches and he left, and I just wanted my wrench back. So I drove to Pinedale.
Seems logical.
Okay.
You need a white sandy beach, some pina coladas, maybe a Miami Vice. Have you ever had a Miami Vice?
No.
Oh my God.
It's
amazing.
Strawberry daiquiri and a pina colada mixed. They put them in the same glass.
Dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's creamy. It's sweet.
How come we haven't had those on a Bar Cart Friday? It's a Bar
Because we're
Cart
not
Friday
on
Eve.
a white sandy beach.
Yeah. Well, we could have them here.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not much of a I want to go hang out at the beach guy. I mean, I like to go to, like, honestly, going to the beach with just a cup of coffee and sitting out there and hearing the waves and then going home is good.
I picture Travis like going to like a beach resort and being like, oh, wow, these umbrellas need a little maintenance. I'm gonna get out, honey.
Actually,
I'm
sounds accurate.
gonna run to the car and get my WD-40.
Sweetheart, I saw a little algae in the pool. I'm gonna need to pumice that immediately.
Done that.
It's iHeartRadio Access Day. Get to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com to check out all the deals. We'll update you with our next live deals going on the other side. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
Is pitcher Noah Syndergaard, I forgot who I was talking about, Uncle Rico, and iHeartRadio Access Day continues.
This update is presented by iHeartRadio Access Day. Padres give up a one-run lead in the ninth inning. They lose 2-1 to the Marlins yesterday in Miami. One more against the Marlins today. Joe Musgrove on the mound. Morning baseball, first pitch, 10:10. Starting tomorrow, Padres are back home. They're taking on the Cubs for a 4-game series. Elsewhere in the NL West last night, D-backs beat the Rockies 6-0. Dodgers lose. That's good. Nationals 10-6. Pirates beat the Giants 9-4. NBA Finals, they tip off tonight. It's going to be the Heat in Denver taking on the Nuggets. Nuggets opening up tonight as 8.5-point favorites on their home court. Other NBA news, Monty Williams, former head coach of the Phoenix Suns, he's been hired to be the next head coach of the Detroit Pistons, 6 years, $78.5 million. That makes him the highest paid head coach in NBA history. It's finally here. iHeartRadio Access Day has arrived. You've been waiting for some amazing deals and unique experiences. Well, today is your day. So make sure to check out iHeartRadioAccessDay.com and stay tuned for more throughout the day.
Yeah, iHeartRadio Access Day continues here. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760, where we give you access like never before. Over 700 deals and experiences today only, like meeting up with Ryan Seacrest out in Vegas at our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival. A chance to win a $100 gift card from Swiffer Power Mop. No problems with that either. Attend a live broadcast of The Herd with Colin Cowherd. These deals are only available today at iHeartRadioAccessDay.com. Get on over to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com. Sign yourself up for alerts. It's our day of giving back. It's our way of saying thank you here. We've all kinds of fun things happening. Don't want to miss it.
I absolutely love it.
Love everything that's happening.
Yeah, and by the way, there's just a buzz around the station. I was just out running around in the hallway. And people are getting into this, man. Like, there's a lot of good deals out there that JW Marriott, I keep saying JD because of JD Wicker.
Mm-hmm.
It's helping us get the Hardwood and Balls Classic up and going next week.
Baby.
On Wednesday, we're within a week, and we have an update there on exactly what you're going to be able to see leading up to this matchup. We'll pass that along to you in a second. But the JW Marriott deal, think of it this way. You're spending 3 nights there. You're only paying for 2 nights.
Yeah.
I mean,
no doubt.
It's
No
unbelievable.
doubt. That's great. That's a good call. With $30 worth of credits every day. Yeah, that's good. Take that.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Hey, how much would you, I was going to ask, how much would you give up to be your old athletic self?
Not very much.
I'm in peak physical form right now.
Yeah, I'm digging where I'm at. I think I'm okay with it.
Well, apparently Noah Syndergaard said he'd give away his hypothetical firstborn son to be a superstar athlete again.
Jeez. Here's the thing with him, though. Like, at one point, he was a starting pitcher throwing like 101, 102 every single time. Now he's getting his ass beat.
Yeah, Thor, man, he's lost the lightning. There's not as much thunder anymore. Noah Syndergaard is a shell of his former self. I get it. I know how it feels. I don't know how that feels because I was never at the peak of my game the way that Syndergaard was in baseball, like, comparing it to football. And also, whatever was my top physical form was still like, I was always debilitated in some way or in pain. Like, like I was
like really fat.
Yeah, well, I mean, heavy is the way I would describe it. You had to have a certain amount of body fat, but just like, even like when you're lugging around 310 pounds, even if most of it is muscle, it's not fun. Like you actually move slower. Like I see video of me walking around from when I was still playing, and it looks like Bigfoot. It looks like the footage from the forest of like, just like this guy
halfway hunch.
Yeah, this lumbering giant dragging his knuckles behind him. I mean, it's so yeah. Perfect. I don't know. I don't think I would trade one of my kids to get back to that. No.
Back to the wrecking ball that you were.
That's a rolling ball of butcher knives.
I don't know if most people would trade one of their kids to get back to anything.
Well, I would if you're offering me like Big Cheech's chicken sandwich combo.
How about like a soft serve ice cream machine?
See you later, Sebastian.
Soft serve ice cream machine in studio.
Oh yeah, I'd trade both of my kids for that.
Know what I love about the soft serve ice cream machines is, do you remember like Soup Plantation when they had the tiny cones? And you just would have it was like a 2-bite cone.
Oh yeah, I remember.
But you could load that soft serve.
That is
the
second time he's mentioned Soup Plantation this week.
It is the second time. I don't know why I miss it, because Soup Plantation was always odd to me because it was so orderly and calm when you walked through to get your salad. But then if you had to go get some bread, it was total carnage, chaos.
Forget about the pizza.
Yeah. Oh, throwing elbows. You want a baked potato? You got to fight, pal.
I love buffets.
Yeah.
God, I just feel so at home.
I remember. I won't say the name of the buffet, but there was a Chinese buffet, Chinese food buffet by my house.
Oh yeah.
That I would go to, and they did not close down during the pandemic.
You were talking about that.
Yeah. Did I mention this already? And
second time this week.
Yeah. Oh, it was probably based off this conversation.
Exactly right.
Dude, I remember just thinking to myself, like, in the middle of all of that during the pandemic, thinking like, this is an oasis. Like,
right.
Like I remember thinking like, I'm telling nobody about this. This is the first time I've spoken publicly about it since then.
It's a buffet speakeasy.
Legitimately, when you walk through the front door, they kind of like eyeballed you, like, you a cop? I'm like, no, I'm here for the orange chicken.
So we had Coach Hunter on the show, my old high school basketball coach.
Yeah.
Across the street from our high school was this Mexican buffet.
I've never even heard of a Mexican buffet.
This is the only one I've ever been in. But it was his favorite place in the world. I didn't even know it existed. And one day he called me into his classroom at lunchtime, and I thought I was in trouble. I was like, oh, crap, we're going to watch film, and he's going to make fun of me again or something, right? Wrong. He was like, Fletch, I just wanted to take you to lunch today because I really appreciate everything you've been doing.
Wow.
We like walk across the street, and I swear to God, I had never even seen this place before. It's like it appeared out of magic.
Yeah.
And like I was like, Coach, what the hell is this place? He was like, oh, just wait. And we walk in.
Gosh.
I've never been able to recreate the taste of that food that was in that place.
You know what's so amazing about that is like I picture him going like, how do I reward this guy? Like, he's giving like other guys like, hey man, like, you did really good.
Right.
Here's some movie vouchers. Go take your girlfriend to a movie or something. With Fletch, he's like, how do I motivate this guy?
Dude.
It's like, I'm going to take him to a all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet.
It was so good.
That does sound magical. I got to tell
enchiladas.
Get all the frijoles you want, big guy.
How many times could you go back in the buffet?
Unlimited.
No, I mean like you yourself. How many did you make it through? Like,
at that point, I was
unlimited.
I was in high school. I was actually
Countless.
running a lot because of basketball. I was in shape. I was burning a lot of calories every day. I probably went like 9 times.
Like when I go to a Mexican restaurant, and it's probably partly because I have like 3 baskets of chips prior to the food getting there. But if I have 2 enchiladas and some beans and rice, I'm full.
I went back a lot.
Good
like
for you.
More than I'm willing to.
How many times did you go? I don't know if you know this, Travis, but at a buffet, it's unlimited.
You were asking.
Have you ever been to a buffet, idiots?
By the way, you're
Listen.
going to Fresno in a couple weeks, next weekend.
Next weekend, yeah.
Oh, get those
I got
tri-tip
Well,
sandwiches.
that and I got a burrito place for you.
Okay,
Well-
yeah.
I like how you got the inside info.
Yeah.
Oh, Fresno, I know all about it.
Oh, yeah.
More like Fres, yes.
Wait, did you used to live there?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Duh.
He
I
knows
know-
all
but,
about it.
But literally the best Mexican restaurant I could find was attached to a Shell gas station, which sounds terrible because it completely
No,
lacked
you're right.
San Diego taste.
I completely when I discovered that I had like an ironclad stomach that I can handle just about any was actually at a buffet. So we went to it was a routine of ours. We either got pizza at one of my teammates' house playing high school football, or we would go to a different Chinese buffet back in New York playing high school football. It was across the street from one of the seniors' houses. And so we'd always we'd meet at his house. Everybody would park their cars over there. And then we walk across. Well, so anyways, this place had unlimited crab legs
Wow.
and we played on Saturdays,
Wow.
not Fridays. So it was on Fridays, unlimited crab legs.
But this was probably not like an
Wow.
expensive buffet, unlimited crab legs.
No,
this was
like $12.
sewer crab.
Unlimited crab legs.
$12.50.
Like this is an Alaskan king crab we're
No,
talking. Like
man.
you get at the Caesar buffet in Vegas,
These are like the crabs that like they probably caught accidentally somewhere.
like in the sewers.
So yeah, sewer crabs. You're eating sewer crabs.
Accidentally stuck in the grates of the sewers.
Yeah, like so dude, I remember they would have this drawn butter and it was super duper salty and we'd have these crab legs. I remember one game everybody woke up with dude, it was like we had 3 stalls in the locker room.
Oh God.
I refuse to give you any details as to what those stalls look like before guys left for the game. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, what is going on? And they're like, yeah, everybody who had the crab legs last night, they are paying for it this morning. I think everybody got food poisoning from the buffet. I was like, no way. And I'm thinking about it. I'm sitting there. I'm like, I had like 40 crab legs. And so I'm literally sitting there waiting for my turn on the porcelain throne. Never arrived. Like my body is a natural incinerator, whatever bacteria.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, guys were like legitimately sprinting off the field and running down to the locker room mid-game to handle this.
I don't know if I'm jealous or grateful that I don't have your gift. Because I think if I had your gift, I would never stop drinking beer.
Yeah.
And I would never not eat anything.
I had a bad one last night, boys. I went to McDonald's by myself.
Oh, God.
Richie did some damage.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Trav,
Where'd
you
you
want some
go?
good news?
Yeah. What?
Soup Plantation making a comeback, according to Joe Moon. Good morning, my guys.
On Access Day?
Whoa.
It's an Access Day miracle.
What happened?
Soup Plantation making a comeback. Claremont off the 805. There you go.
Wait, okay, hold on. I saw this. However, I thought it was like they were going to make it Soup Plantation-esque. But it's going to be
Under the same banner?
I don't know.
Ask Joe Moon.
Joe Moon, we need more details.
Yeah, we need more deets.
Oh,
And then we'll
man.
meet you there. We'll buy you lunch.
Dude, this is incredible. What a day.
What a day. What a day.
Access Day.
Access Day. It's an Access Day miracle. You guys ever go to Soup Plantation and ask them for chocolate chip cookies?
Yes, I have.
They never had them in the back, so they always came, or they never had them out front. They were only in the back, and they always came out warm
Yep.
and soft.
That's a trick I learned from my wife's cousin. I went, it was just me and him. I mean, and he's a giant man too. He's like 6'7". We walked into Soup Plantation, just the two of us, and he only ate ice cream and cookies. It was dinner time. It was like 5 o'clock, and he's just housing ice cream and cookies. He's like, you got to ask for the cookies. They're always warm.
Do the awkward
trick.
moment when you're at a buffet with like a lot of people. We go to Vegas a lot with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, Kendall's sister.
Mm-hmm.
And we always go to a buffet one of the nights because my brother-in-law is a degenerate gambler and gets free buffets.
Sweet.
But
awesome.
so we go to a buffet,
Wish I was a
but then
degenerate
everyone
gambler.
is like, all right, I'm done eating. You guys good? And I'm like, no,
We are not.
we are not done. I have 9 more plates I can get.
See,
The
that's the
9
best.
The 913 says, Travis, you need to hit up Golden Corral. They have a lunch special, $9.99 Monday through Thursday. College in the 76 out in Oceanside. Is Golden Corral for sure still open? Because the one near me closed down during COVID. and became something completely different.
I don't
And
know if I've ever
mean,
been to one.
Golden Corral's great. Although I went to breakfast at Golden Corral one time, they had breakfast buffet. I wasn't that impressed. It was kind of like hotel breakfast. Yeah, unless they're part of iHeartRadio Access Day, then it was the best breakfast I've ever had. I don't see him here.
Speaking of Access Day, with all the celebration and confusion, we completely forgot to call Dan Zimborski.
Whoops.
Was that 7:30?
Wait.
7:15.
Oh,
So our
man.
dude from Fangraphs. Okay. Nobody panic.
Okay.
It
wasn't on the grid.
I'm gonna message
That
Dan.
rundown is gold.
I'm gonna message Dan right now, and maybe he'll join us on the other side. That could be next on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
That's right. That's right, Darren. How about this? You ready for a coastal vacation? Enjoy the 30 for 30 offer at Mission Pacific Hotel in Oceanside. 30% off an oceanfront room and $30 credit to the best rooftop bar in San Diego, or Habitat for Humanity Restores featuring new and gently used furniture, appliances, home accessories, and more. Sign up for Restore savings alerts and receive 25% off your entire purchase now through June 17th. Some exclusions do apply. Or buy one combo, get one free. Buy one combo from Big Cheech's Chicken, Waffles, and Sliders, and get one combo free. All combos include 2 sliders, a side of fries, and a small drink. Must be redeemed in-store. JW Marriott, Desert Springs Resort out in Palm Desert. A desert icon reinvented on 450 acres, including world-class golf, tennis, and activities for an entire family. Reserve 3 nights and save 33%.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, like
iHeartRadioAccessDay.com.
yeah, that's where you go.
iHeartRadioAccessDay.com.
That
Do
link
not
is
forget
on our
it.
Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We just all retweeted it. So if you want an easier click through, just follow us at Big Rich TD Fletch on Twitter. And then our top tweet on all of our pages is going to be that link to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com. Okay. So text or direct message out to Dan Zimborski.
Okay.
Hopefully he joins us in the 8 o'clock
I
hour.
feel bad.
If not, maybe we lost a friend for life.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I feel
But John and Jim will claim him forever.
Yeah, they could. They could
Oh,
scoop up
no.
Dan. He's one of our favorites. We love Zimbo.
no.
He's our dude.
Would make me very sad.
Yeah, you know what I wanted to get into with him is really just the advanced analytics of what we're seeing from the Padres. And the question that I want to ask Dan if he joins us later on is, frankly, do the Padres stink or are they just unlucky? Because for ages and ages now, it feels like we've been talking about how Juan Soto, all the numbers add up to him breaking through at some point as a Padre because he's doing everything statistically that he's supposed to do. His big problem, though, is the fact that he's just not producing the numbers because he's not hitting the ball where they ain't. He's hitting them into defenses. And as soon as he started doing that more often, hitting them where they're not, his numbers have come around. And
He's
so
been the best Padre for the last month.
yeah. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I mean, look, do the analytics tell you everything? The answer is absolutely not. But there's something to those numbers, the exit velocity and launch angle and, you know, the OPS plus of the world and the WAR this and like, I'm never going to understand it. But when I talk to somebody who has a conversational knowledge of those sort of advanced analytics, it actually does calm you a little bit to know that these good players are still doing, not all of them, but some of them are still doing all the things that make them good players. They're just not producing the results right now or yet. And in the case of Juan Soto, that actually came to fruition.
And
So
Danny Vietti, like the week before Juan Soto got a little hotter for the Padres, remember he was on with us. He said all the nerd stuff in baseball would tell you that Juan Soto is going to have a great year.
yeah. And it's turning into that.
Yeah, it is turning into that. And that's great. It's just the problem is when you get into these games like yesterday where you're up 1-0, you can't have mistakes. I mean, literally, you play solid baseball in that 9th inning, you win, but there's mistakes made and you lose. Now you go back to, well, I guess they also could have produced some more hits. So you have this stacked team that only gets 2 hits, and one of them is from a guy that, I mean, were you really expecting a home run from him?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take it.
And
But
Gary Sanchez is a nothing burger. I mean,
Right.
what you get from, if he goes on and has a great year, by the way, awesome.
bring it.
Like
Yeah,
no one should be expecting anything from Gary Sanchez.
right.
But they had 3 people on base yesterday. I think that's the most alarming thing. So you see a day 2 days
One of them's
ago
a
where they
walk.
play small ball, get a ton of guys on base. They don't even need to worry about hits with runners in scoring position because guys are just cycling through the whole time. And then you have a game like yesterday where it's like you can't get anyone on base. You don't even have opportunity for hits with runners in scoring position. You just have nothing. And you still have a chance to win in the 9th inning. Those are the games the Padres were winning last year, and I think that's the biggest difference between this year's team and last year's team.
You know what's also so infuriating about baseball, and I know it's a really long season. It's a very different sport from the NBA, for example, or the NFL, which I'll use as comparisons for the moment. But when a shooter is cold, like you don't start talking about the spin rate of the basketball and how a lot of these shots actually unluckily have rimmed out.
Right.
You know, when an NFL quarterback isn't connecting with a receiver, you know, you'll blame it on the receiver for dropping the ball too many times, or you'll blame it on the quarterback for not getting the ball to the right placement during the route. like there's no excuses. Like I feel like in a lot of ways in Major League Baseball, with the more talented of a player you are and the more tools you have as a player, the more belief that you're going to be a good player. Because again, analytically, statistically, it should bear out that you will have a good season if you're reaching some of these milestones, but it doesn't guarantee it. I mean, how long did we hear that about Eric Hosmer? Eric Hosmer statistically was one of those guys who are like, look, he's not that bad. I was like, what are you talking about? He is one of the worst deals the Padres have ever signed in the history of the organization because the amount of money they paid him, he never really lived up to the contract. And it was, but all of these analytics people told you, no, if you follow the numbers, he's actually pretty good. He's just getting unlucky. It's like, well, how long do we believe that bad luck can last before we say, well, no, we're just talking about a guy who's either lost a step in his game or just can't do it anymore, can't produce.
But we're not just talking about a guy. We're talking about a team here, because you can start to look at some of the numbers of the players and go, I mean, yeah, Soto's heating up. If everything continues on, he's going to have a pretty decent year. Tatis been a little cold lately, but if everything continued on the way it was, I mean, it'll be a bit of a down year, but not horrible. And you can keep going on and on with the players. The problem is when they've been cold, it causes losses. So it's just, I mean, whatever the stats are, we're looking at standings at this point and going, it's not working.
Yeah, it really hasn't been an easy watch. Speaking of which, if you're struggling to find the Padres on television, we're going to tell you how to watch them. That's coming up next. It's all been resolved. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, we're here for you.
Hour 3, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by iHeartRadio Access Day. Padres give up a 1-run lead in the ninth to lose 2-1 to the Marlins yesterday in Miami. One more against Miami today. Joe Musgrove on the mound for some morning baseball. First pitch, 10-10. Starting tomorrow, Padres are back home in San Diego. They're taking on the Cubbies for a 4-game series. Elsewhere in the NL West last night, D-backs beat the Rockies 6-0. Dodgers lose to the Nationals 10-6. Pirates beat the Giants 9-4. NBA Finals, they tip off tonight. It's going to be the Miami Heat in Denver taking on the Nuggets for Game 1. Nuggets opening up as an 8.5-point favorite. It's finally here. iHeartRadio Access Day has arrived. You've been waiting for some amazing deals and unique experiences. Well, today's your day. So make sure to check out iHeartRadioAccessDay.com and stay tuned for more throughout the day.
Woo! We are doing it on a Thursday, a very special Thursday, because it's iHeartRadio Access Day, where we give you access like never before. Over 700 deals and experiences today, and today only a trip for two to our 2024 iHeartRadio Alter Ego concert in LA. How about Game Time is giving you $20 off tickets to the hottest shows and games of the summer. Check out a virtual bachelor party. Okay, co-hosted by Fox Sports Radio's Covino and Rich. These deals are only available today and today alone. iHeartRadio Day Access, or I should say iHeartRadio Access Day.com is the web address to go to. Again, that's iHeartRadio Access Day.com to get those deals and so many more that will be breaking throughout the day, that we're going to be talking about throughout the show and all the local shows here on 760.
And that's all over social. If you want to do less work than typing in a link, you just go over to Big Rich TD Fletch on Twitter, also San Diego Sports 760 on Twitter. We have the link posted there, both places.
I like that a lot. The Alter Ego Festival. Was this last year's lineup? Red Hot Chili Peppers, Jack White. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be good. It's going to be a good deal.
Yeah, they always put a good show together.
Mm-hmm.
The festivals with iHeartRadio, I mean, to your point, they've been awesome.
Right.
I haven't been to one yet. I want to get to one. Maybe 2024 is the year.
We
Maybe
should go to Vegas.
Alter Ego. Yeah, we should do
Vegas,
it.
baby, Vegas.
Can we just broadcast live from there? Just like on a random Tuesday?
Yes, we can. We can do that. We're good.
We just drive there on a Monday night. We'll wake up in Vegas and broadcast. No one will even know we're there.
I don't know if you guys remember, but today was supposed to be tomorrow was supposed to be Travis's debut in the ACL.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
June 2nd.
Forgot that Horn's supposed to be here. Wow, we were supposed to do that.
We were supposed to be in Arizona.
Well, how did we miss that completely?
We completely forgot to talk about it.
You know what? I didn't get any message from my my San Diego leader.
We got you the bags, man.
You on the team.
Once we got you the bags, it was on you.
Listen, the bags, by the way, are incredible to throw. I'm just saying.
ACL, the official cornhole league bags.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we have a lot of work to do if we're ever going to three of us be professional cornhole players, or the two of us
I'm a
with
coach.
Ben as our coach.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Imagine like Ben is just completely trashed at every tournament, and like like he's just wearing like one of those Elvis capes, and he's just like, these boys
not even lit cigar stuck in my mouth.
They're just hucking bags. That's what they
cigar?
do. That's the team name, hucking bags. I'm gonna take a nap.
Does he have just the cape on, no shirt?
Yeah, just the cape, just the cape. Stomach hanging over like a white pair of jeans, like acid wash white jeans.
It doesn't hang over that much.
No, but I want you to get
wanted to
like super duper fat when we do this. When we go on tour. Oh my god!
Tour, 30 cities, 30 days. Is that what we're doing?
Hey, man, whatever has to happen.
Hucking bags all across Old Glory.
Hucking bags.
We're gonna hit Zona, and then Tejas. I'm gonna be in Louisiana, and then we're gonna travel north to Kansas.
Where was that last place?
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
And then in season 2, we're going south of the border.
Season 2.
Travis takes Mexico.
I love the idea that we're gonna make seasons.
Can you imagine an Eastbound and Down style show about like a kind of washed up cornhole player?
Bless
Washed
me.
up.
Sorry,
It
Travis.
started.
This guy is just getting
Jeez,
started.
Gosh.
Danny McBride's obviously going to be the main character, not you.
All right.
Oh, right. Obviously. What about a documentary on your rise back to stardom in the world of basketball?
Yeah, actually, that gets started today. We're actually going to get a professional videographer to follow our training today of Ben Fletcher. We're going to get this guy.
Are
in
you
shape.
paying this guy?
Yeah. We're paying him with high fives.
Yeah, and
Come on, he's a fan.
and warm hugs.
Yeah,
I mean, we're going to give him all access on Access Day.
that's correct.
This guy is going to be
all
up
access.
close and personal view on how we operate around here.
Am I running stairs outside? What am I doing?
Oh, you're doing a lot.
Oh yeah, a lot.
You're going to
Yeah.
work up a good lather. I hope you've stretched.
I hope there's a staircase out in front of Dunkin' Donuts because that's where we're headed.
Yeah, we do have to get donuts as soon as the show ends.
Right.
That's
you don't
step one.
tell you what I want to pick up as soon as the show ends is some big Cheech's chicken waffle and sliders.
Now you're
You
talking.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know what
I'm
saying?
pretty good with
By
that.
the way,
Wait,
just in, we're giving away gift cards to Big Cheeches next week.
what?
Thank God. I've been saying for
Finally happening
ages now. When is this happening? Turns out very soon.
next week.
Okay. We didn't prep for this, but I wanted to ask you guys anyways.
Uh-oh.
What? No. That'll be an easy question to answer. I promise you. If I were to ask you very simply, what team or teams in the NFL would you say have the most complete roster today? Right?
San Francisco 49ers.
I'm
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
missing a pretty key component there.
yeah, exactly.
Outside of him, though, man, they're good.
I would put them in my top 5.
Easily.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, San Francisco 49ers, they're so good still.
When Brock is healthy, they're top 5 roster across
But
the
I
NFL.
mean, you have a hot rod, but you're missing a driver.
I know, yes, but Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, who else do they have? George Kittle, obviously, Christian McCaffrey.
Fred Warner, Nick Bosa.
Yeah,
Okay. I mean, okay,
Offensive
top
line's
five.
good.
Top 5.
Yeah, top
I guess
5, yeah.
you could see top 5, but
Who-
maybe like number 5. I actually think the Jets are more complete
No.
than the Niners.
The-
You don't
the-
think so?
you could make the
Receivers.
argument. You could make an
You can
argument
name
for the
one
Jets.
receiver on the Jets. You can name 3 on the Niners.
That is true.
I can name like
that is
5.
true. That is true. How about the Eagles?
Eagles are pretty good
The Eagles are pretty complete, man.
Yeah, the
Uh,
Eagles way up on the
because
list.
they're. So are they keeping their whole offensive line? Is Kelsey coming back and is Lane Johnson
Yeah.
coming back?
Yeah. The offensive line is like one of their greatest
Then they
strengths.
have the most complete roster in the NFL.
Yeah, they are. And then on their secondary, they've got what's his name? Darius Slay. They've got James Bradbury. I mean, their secondary shut down most of the NFC last year. Look, the Eagles are high on the list. The Kansas City Chiefs are still high on the list. I think that would be my number one. Kansas City Chiefs, obviously, quarterback is the gleaming reason why, but that offensive line has
But if
been
you're, If you're
rebuilt.
talking full roster, like Patrick Mahomes just kind of cleans up for a lot of different positions.
That is
You know,
correct.
Makes a lot of other people look a lot better than they are.
Mhm.
So if you're going full roster, like it'd be-
Travis Kelce's a Hall of Famer.
yeah, I mean obviously,
And Kadarius Toney had a really good year.
yeah, but you can't put Kadarius Toney. Whatever,
Isaac Pacheco,
great,
Jerick McKinnon.
young, old.
Well, but talented and productive
But
last
you're
season.
talking complete roster. You got to look on the defense side of things too.
That's what
Maybe-
I'm saying.
maybe
like,
they
Patrick
had
Mahomes
DeAndre
covers
Hopkins.
up for so many mistakes, is what I'm trying to say. So like that's why I would have the Eagles above them.
Yeah, I think yeah, I could see that. Yeah, the
Well-
Eagles probably on paper are a better team. That makes sense actually to me.
On when you're looking at a standard roster. But if
Yeah.
you were like, which team am I going to pick that could go out there and win every single time? It's hard to bet against the Chiefs because you have the X factor of Mahomes.
Two teams that are going to nauseate you that would be easily, well, one of them easily in my top 5, the other in my top 10.
Dolphins are pretty damn good.
The Dallas Cowboys,
Oh, shut up.
100% are in my top 5.
Why?
Okay.
Because they are a very complete
Just get
team.
out. Go timeout, Richie.
No,
Well,
no.
okay, but then- okay.
Stop it. They're gonna
Okay,
be.
but
Yeah,
that's the
but
same
they- but
roster
they-
that's failed year after year.
Yeah,
like
that's
they
what I'm
haven't
saying.
made that many changes.
They're having a little bit of Padres effects where I guess you could say it is a complete team when you're looking at these players, but for some reason it doesn't quite work.
All
I mean,
right.
it works.
Brandon
to a point.
Cooks was added to this roster quietly, 1,000-yard receiver every year that he's healthy. unbelievably productive. Yeah, I mean, he's older, but so is DeAndre Hopkins. We're over here drooling over Hopkins.
Hopkins is better.
Brandon Cooks, past 2 seasons, put it up against Hopkins, more productive receiver.
DeAndre Hopkins was out half of last year.
I understand that, but I'm saying, like, but you say old. I mean, yeah, DeAndre Hopkins old, and he's also missed portions of the past 2 seasons with injuries. Brandon Cooks, he's had injuries. I'm not saying he hasn't, but he's a productive receiver. Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard. I mean, I think about the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, who, again, is he a top-tier caliber quarterback? He dabbles being in the top 10 conversation almost routinely. That's a top 5 team. And defensively, Micah Parsons is easily, I mean, and who's only going to be rushing the passer next year, by the way. Did you catch that? They're now transforming him to an edge defender. He'll no longer be an off-ball linebacker anymore.
That had to be his decision.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I think
that
so.
had to be him saying, I'm not doing any more of this, playing 5 different positions in one game.
It's a good decision, whoever's decision it was. And then here's the other one that's going to really nauseate you. And you're right about the Dolphins. The Dolphins should be in the top 10, but the LA Chargers. The LA Chargers have a squad. They're just always on paper a better team than they actually perform. That's the reality. I mean,
they do have a great team, and they are going to not make the playoffs or lose in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Chargers have a more complete team than the Dolphins, and the Dolphins have a solid team, but for whatever reason, the Dolphins are volatile as far as their winning and losing, and it hinges sometimes on one player that things fall apart. But but the Chargers. Yeah.
I mean, think about Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and then they got the kid from TCO. What's his name? TCU. Oh, Quentin Johnson. So, you know, you got a guy who, I mean, was a huge reason why TCU was able to get to the national championship game last year as a receiver, who's going to replace most likely Mike Williams when his career comes to an end. You got Herbert at quarterback. Rashawn Slater will be back healthy this upcoming season. He's an absolute monster at left tackle. Edge rusher obviously is a huge buoy with Joey Bosa still out there and Khalil Mack coming off the edges. I mean,
Joey Bosa also, this was like his first fully healthy offseason.
Yeah.
He talked about that recently, how he feels incredible because it's the first time he didn't go into the offseason with a million injuries.
It drives you nuts, like, because obviously they're not here anymore. But aside from that, if you are still a Chargers fan, it drives you nuts because every year we say this about the Chargers. Like, this team is so good on paper. Like, they're going to be
same thing with the Cowboys. Both of those 2 names you just listed they have very similar issues. Now, one of them I think has a great owner in Jerry Jones, although he oversteps his bounds. At least he cares about where he plays.
He's a pretty good team builder.
And he is. He's been a GM forever also. And now his son's taking over more of those duties.
Yes,
I don't know. Did you know the Chargers also took Max Duggan?
Oh, yeah.
They took 3 different TCU players.
Yeah.
The Cowboys also have a bit of a problem at quarterback, in my opinion. I don't think Dak's the guy. I mean, I know he's got wins, but
they're paying him $40 million not to be the guy.
That's my feeling. That's where my gut goes. But I think part of that $40 million is because he puts butts in seats. People like him.
Yeah. I don't disagree. Like, because when you look around the NFL, Dak just barely makes the top 10 nowadays. When you talk about quarterbacks. Now, years ago, and not too long ago, Dak's name would very easily fit in the top 10, but
great fantasy quarterback.
Yeah, that's true. So by the way, will be, in my opinion now, Deshaun Watson. I think if he can ramp up with the Cleveland Browns, I think that's going to be a sneaky pick next year.
Especially if Hopkins goes there.
Yeah, I don't think he will, though.
I don't either, but I could see a world where that's not, like, it's a smart bet in Vegas because the odds are ridiculous right now. Like, the odds on DeAndre Hopkins, by the way, are just craziness. But the Browns are like plus 800, plus 900. I mean, for a reunion with a quarterback, like, I wouldn't mind putting some money down on that.
And then you got to look at the Bengals. I mean, you still have that 3-headed monster with Boyd and Higgins and Chase at receiver.
Did they do anything to their offensive line this year? Because it's been an issue for 2 years straight.
And you got to look at the Bills.
Oh, Orlando Brown. They got Orlando Brown. He's going to be their left tackle now. Yeah. I mean, look, it comes down to, like you just said, the Bills, the Bengals, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Philadelphia Eagles. It's a reset of next year because all those teams basically got better this offseason and they didn't get any worse.
Right. There wasn't these massive losses that set the team back.
But what if Tom Brady starts for those Las Vegas Raiders?
Then now they're in the conversation. They're in the conversation.
Yeah, they have to be. Well, and the 49ers. I failed to mention the 49ers. 49ers
best roster
assuming they get a healthy quarterback out there.
They're going to get Brock. He's throwing already. Hey, Rich, you spend a lot of time telling people about how you take care of your feet, how Travis and I take care of our feet.
Mm-hmm.
How about letting someone else take care of your feet?
I love that.
Because with iHeartRadio AccessDay.com, hydrating foot treatment and a glass of bubbly with a 50 to 80-minute purchase in Spa-Touree, located in the Konakai Resort and Spa. After your service, enjoy the day exploring more. The resort with a day pass for 2 with access to 2 pools, bike rentals, and more. Again, iHeartRadio.com.
That's right. Also, join the Y for a $0 join fee right now. Or if you're not ready to join, you can try the Y for free for up to 5 days through June 13th to receive a guest pass at any of their 14 convenient Y locations.
Yeah, I was talking about this earlier. Habitat for Humanity restores. They feature new and gently used furniture, appliances, home accessories, and more. You could sign up for Restore Savings Alert and receive 25% off your entire purchase right now through June 17th. I'm not kidding when I say this. We had to furnish like a fully furnished rental place. And we went to Habitat for Humanity Restore for some of the gently used furniture, coffee table, bed frames, like all sorts of good stuff, lamps, area rugs, even pictures. A lot of the artwork that's on the wall, some of the beach scenes and stuff like that, all of that got from Habitat for Humanity Restore. So that's awesome that you could receive the 25% off your entire purchase there.
And if Travis, if you ever actually want to take your wife on a coastal vacation, you can enjoy 30 for 30 offer at Mission Pacific Hotel in Oceanside, 30% off an oceanfront room and $30 credit to the best rooftop bar in San Diego. Woo! All this info, iHeartRadioAccessDay.com, iHeartRadioAccessDay.com. It's live for 24 hours, people, and some of those hours have already ticked off the clock. So you want to get to it and get to work on iHeartRadioAccessDay.com because these deals only last today.
Yeah, and you can join us live as we stream this show live. Buddy Kevin Dean just texted in saying, I'm here for you guys. Did a screenshot. Currently 1 viewer. So it's him.
That's not true. That's not true.
Lies. Why
Kevin,
did send the screenshot?
Kevin, you jerk.
Yeah.
Son of a.
There is at least 7 people in there right now.
Good. Yeah.
Good.
See,
good.
Kev?
Yeah. See?
Screw you, buddy. Actually, yeah, if you're listening to the show right now, check out Big Rich, TD, and Fletch on our new YouTube channel. You find us there. Just type in our names, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. It'll bring you right to our page. We post a bunch of the YouTube shorts. We're going to have every single show from now on live streamed there. So if you want to see some smiling faces, go there, have some fun with us. You could hop in the chat like your brother who literally just moments ago wrote, I'm watching.
Thanks, Al.
I'm watching.
Alex Fletcher.
Yeah, I'm watching.
And he's all ready to host you up, Trav, when you go to Fresno.
I'm good. I mean, that sounds fantastic.
I'm always watching.
Yeah.
It's just so creepy.
So's Peter.
Oh yeah, Peter put out a tweet this morning telling us where in his house he was watching us from
and what he's doing when he was watching us.
NSFW, but I appreciate it. I like to think there's a lot of people out there finishing up their morning routines, watching Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
Can I tell you something? I do that myself. I play back our show, and then I just have at myself.
Whoa, that's not what he was doing.
What? Wait, whoa. What do you guys do when you listen to the show? I like candles.
2 hours and 13 minutes in.
I like candles.
That was the last one.
I like candles.
Wow.
I take out the scented oils. Anyways, guys.
Yeah.
I missed
oils or like what's the one with the wax?
The wax.
Cincy.
Yes,
Cincy
sure. I do that. Wait, what are you talking about?
What the hell are you saying?
The thing, it's a light bulb with a dish, and you put.
Yeah. They have them at massage parlors.
Yeah,
the kind that Travi goes to.
They have them at my house. I've got a bunch.
By the way, which we call the massage.
Oh, it's so cute how Sarah thinks your garage is for video games.
For massages.
This guy's just handing out handies. All right, anyways.
Good Lord. How about an air-conditioned helmet?
Oh, I missed a window. This is an incredible story.
Yeah.
LSU,
welcome to the future.
Dude, LSU football players are going to get to play in air-conditioned helmets.
Trav, do me a favor, because I don't know if you've ever seen it. Google right now LSU's locker room.
Oh, dude.
See how much money this school pays for their football players.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, my
yeah. Yeah, dude. So
wow.
in each locker, they have this
Holy
compartment or a shoulder pad chamber that has each locker has its own individual airflow where it dries out your shoulder pad. So if you have like a 2-day practice,
yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
every locker has its own flat screen TV.
Good. Apparently a place you can lay down.
I'm telling you right now, like this is multiple times better than the Padres locker room, a professional baseball team. And I would say any professional baseball team.
This is what I thought not our office would look like.
Yeah, it does.
Still
no.
It turns out
our TV's bigger.
But soon we're gonna have a trophy in there when Ben wins the Hardwood and Balls Classic.
That is true. Our TVs may not be bigger, to be quite honest.
Yeah, we have one TV. It's 75 inches that we stole.
Those go. I mean, I would guess those are
80.
Yeah, I'd say
90?
those are 80-inch.
Yeah,
80-inch, and there's I don't know, like 30 of them.
What's crazy about this locker room? Well, you mentioned it actually. So what's bizarre about professional sports, and this is true basically across the board, the locker rooms, the facilities never measure up to college.
I remember Qualcomm's locker room.
They don't have to recruit
because visiting locker room in the Qualcomm was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Well, guess what the visiting locker room was? It was the Aztecs home locker room when they were there, which was brutal. I remember going there. I was actually, when I was playing with the Pats, we came out to San Diego to play against the Chargers. And I remember being like, oh my God, like, this is terrible. Like, this is one of the worst visiting locker rooms I've ever been in. And somebody leaned over and like, San Diego State, this is their home locker room. Like it was almost abusive. I'm so glad they have their own stadium.
Yeah, and you
now.
Remember when we got the tour before Snapdragon was officially open and we walked into the locker rooms, that was your like favorite thing of the whole tour.
Oh yeah.
Like finally these players get something.
Oh, I was stunned at how poorly like appointed those locker rooms were. And there was nothing the school could do because it was like a city-owned, Charger-owned project that they couldn't contribute to in any meaningful way. Otherwise, it would be throwing bad money after good or whatever you call it. Good money after bad. It was a shame. But yeah, dude, air-conditioned helmets?
Yeah, I really want to take one apart.
What the hell is the matter with you?
Okay, think
you
if
are a product of a misspent youth.
If you have the air conditioning in the helmet and you started banging that thing against something, how does the air conditioning keep working? How does that fan keep spinning?
I just picture like as a child, like all of the neighborhood kids, like Travis, you want to play kickball? No, I'm repairing my mom's clock radio. Just want to see how it works. So I took it apart and she yelled at me.
Dude, when I asked him, like, how do you know to do all this when he was taking apart my Jeep and putting it back together again without like a single YouTube tutorial? It's pretty impressive.
Just taco bread. We were fueling him with Jack in the Box tacos.
He was like, oh, when you were a kid, you never took stuff apart. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, like clocks or radios or anything in the house. I was like, no, the stuff comes to me put together.
I took everything apart. And then didn't always successfully put it back together. I took apart a digital camera when digital cameras first came out. That was a mistake. There was like 10,000 parts in it. I could never get it back together. Whoops.
Yeah. The digital cameras
Sarah.
sound. Oh, you took apart her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a DSLR, like an expensive one?
It was when digital cameras literally not literally just came out, but when they started to get a little bit affordable, and I want to say it was about $500 or $600 for this 1.2 megapixel camera. And I thought, how does this thing work?
Yeah.
And so I pulled it apart and there was a million parts inside of it.
How
many just fell in my lap.
Days did she have it before you ruined it?
A couple months.
Wow. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
How could you think that was a good idea?
She still brings that up. Weird.
I'm sure she does. You will. I mean, but that'll be whispered into your ear at your wake. She'll be like, "I miss you so much. I'm still really mad about the camera."
Exactly.
You got what you deserve, mother.
The screen on it was about the size of a postage stamp.
Yeah.
To look at the photo that you just took.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Unreal. Okay. It's access day here, guys. I keep wanting to call it all access, but we dropped the all.
Because we want to give all.
We do want to give our all.
Yeah, we give our all.
But it's iHeartRadio's Access Day. You could check out all the smoking hot deals at iHeartRadioAccessDay.com. And we have a couple more to tip you off on next. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
iHeartRadioAccessDay.com continues, as well as we're going to talk about Shannon Sharp. Is he leaving undisputed? We'll discuss coming up next.
This update is presented by iHeartRadio Access Day. Padres give up a one-run lead in the ninth inning. They lose 2-1 to the Marlins yesterday in Miami. One more against the Marlins today. Joe Musgrove on the mound for some morning baseball. First pitch, 10-10. Starting tomorrow, Padres come back home. They'll be taking on the Cubbies for a 4-game series. Elsewhere in the NL West, last night, D-backs beat the Rockies 6-0. Dodgers lose to the Nationals 10-6. Pirates beat the Giants 9-4. NBA Finals tip-off tonight. It's going to be the Miami Heat in Denver taking on the Nuggets. Nuggets open it up as 8.5-point favorites on their home court. Get ready for an unforgettable day. Today is iHeartRadio Access Day. Your favorite iHeartRadio stations offering incredible one-of-a-kind deals and unique experiences you won't want to miss. Head to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com right now to see what our partners have in store for you. And Travis, I think, is about to tell you about some more.
Yeah. Yes, I am going to tell you about some more. And yes, I am going to tell you about deals and experiences because it is iHeartRadio Access Day where we give you access like never before. Over 700 deals and experiences today only, like attending a live broadcast of The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Digitize your printed photos for 76% off the regular price with Legacy Box. You can do that today. How about a trip for two to our 2024 iHeartRadio Alter Ego concert in LA? And these deals, they're only available today at iHeartRadioAccessDay.com. Head on over right now, iHeartRadioAccessDay.com. You're not going to want to miss it. Not going to want to miss it.
Smoking hot deals.
Pretty easy to navigate over to the San Diego tab also, which I did this morning. There's a lot on there. We've been telling you about a lot of them, but there's a lot more online at iHeartRadioAccessDay.com.
Love it.
I've mixed up all my papers.
I know. They're everywhere.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
It's fine, you guys.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're down the home stretch.
Oh, wait, I got them back in order now.
It's going to be fine.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I got one piece left.
There's one piece left in our show. And look at all the papers I have for everyone else.
No,
I got deals. I got deals to talk about coming up in just 15 minutes. More deals.
I just walked over to the Kogo studio. They were talking about iHeartRadio Access Day, so I started cheering as loud as I could.
Dude, they love it over there.
Yeah, listen, they were not excited that I was so excited outside the window.
Guys, we have a breaking news.
Wait, no, don't say anything.
Okay,
Don't, shut up.
Okay.
Shut up. Shut your mouth.
All right, everybody quiet down.
Wow, wait, that's what we're
Got to do it so
Eric
fast.
Hosmer be an all-star?
So as of today, Tom Brady has reiterated There it is. No, the answer was no that year and every year to follow. Tom Brady, as of today, has reiterated that he has zero plans to play in the NFL ever again after retiring in February. So he said this, I am certain I'm not playing again. So I've tried to make that clear, and I hate to continue to profess that because I've already told people that lots of times.
Yeah, but Tom, last time you said you were going to retire, you came back and played.
That's a good point.
So this is why people have questions about this time. Do we trust you? Do we not?
Right.
So apparently did this big Sports Illustrated article here in response to the question. Fans and media continue to come up with scenarios where he might return to the field. Brady, who's 45, is looking forward to beginning his role as a broadcaster for Fox Sports in 2024 and the opportunity ahead with the Las Vegas Raiders. Just spending as much time with my kids as I can and seeing them grow up and support different things that they're going to have going on. And that's a very important job. As I lose my place here, that's a very important job. And I take them pretty seriously. So that's what he's going to be doing. He's going to be spending more time with kids, getting ready for this broadcasting job.
I don't buy it.
Yeah, I don't buy it either. I don't buy it. I'm not fully sold.
Yeah.
I mean, only because I kind of feel like maybe he has to say this to lock up that sales deal. So he owns a part of the Raiders. Then he can go, you know what? Turns out my kids can go to the game.
Yeah. I mean,
Tom Brady's a damn liar.
And let's face it,
we all did the big emotional day after his first. Remember, it was like 9 pages on his Instagram. That was so much, and we all did the Tom Brady, the greatest player ever. Blah 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 blah. Comes back and plays 2 weeks later.
41 days. He returned to play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for a third season last season after retiring the first time around. But I don't know. I mean, a lot of people, when they saw the video, me included, of him on the beach in Miami, initially thought like, wow, that really does feel like it. However, there really hasn't been the press and the retirement thing that great players typically do. They hold a press conference or, they have a big announcement somewhere. It was very subdued, and that just doesn't feel like Tom Brady these days.
Now he'll be at Gillette Stadium for their first game this year.
Yeah,
where the
officially
Patriots
the
play.
Tom Brady game that Robert Kraft is calling it. Yeah.
Does he use that as the opportunity to announce that he'll be starting at quarterback for the Raiders this season?
That would grabs the microphone.
Thanks, Bobby.
Patriots Nation, I just want to tell you all
Sing on.
how much I've appreciated you over the years, and I can't wait to see you guys in the playoffs as I take the role of the starting quarterback with the Las Vegas Raiders starting this Sunday. Yeah, DJ Khaled comes out. We're the best. Why are you here, DJ Khaled? Another one.
DJ Khaled?
Isn't that his name?
It's DJ Khaled.
Whatever.
Khalid is a different artist.
Avid golfer now, by the way.
Is he?
DJ Khaled, yeah.
Really? Yeah, we should invite him out.
Am I weird that I'm not a fan of DJ Khaled?
We the best.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it is every time.
All I do is win, win, win.
No matter what.
Okay,
no matter what.
That's a good. That's
Well,
good
actually,
tune. I'm down with that one.
We're going
I'm
to
down
play
with
that after you win the Hardwood and Balls Classic.
man.
Oh, yeah. As confetti pours down from the
Yeah.
Jam
I
Center.
don't know if we're allowed to use confetti in the Jam Center. I
wait.
don't think they're going to let that.
We can't let that happen.
I don't think we're allowed.
Can we have Kelly Clarkson and Justin Guarini come out and sing a moment like this?
Yes, we
Some
can.
people wait a lifetime.
That we can do.
Okay, good.
But confetti as a hard pass.
I bet we could get Justin Guarini to show up at this.
Please invite him.
Kelly
Please
Clarkson
invite
might be a tough sell.
If we
It might
can
be
get
tough,
I think
but
she has a talk
Justin
show now.
Guarini?
if we can get a former American Idol contestant to sing the national anthem before they play, before tip off,
Ruben
which
Studdard.
by the way, we
That's what I
also
want.
need a
It's
tip
too
off.
lofty. It's too lofty.
We need it to have a tip
Yeah.
off between you and Jay Riff too.
Also, are we going to have a ref?
Oh well, yeah. So we got to hire someone. Maybe Marty Caswell will be our ref.
JD Wicker.
It's going to be.
JD Wicker, yeah.
JD Wicker would be
We
good.
can
We need someone who's impartial.
Definitely not a Mount West official. Those dudes suck.
Maybe that giant man who works in the
Oh my
Kogo newsroom now.
gosh.
What's his name? John.
Yeah,
John Fink.
John Wick.
John Fink. John Wick.
It's John Wick out there. The Kogo newsroom.
Somebody killed his
He's-
dog, and now he's here for revenge.
It's like 7'7".
Yeah, dude, I'm pretty sure he has to get on a flight to Denver tonight. He has to beat the Heat.
When
He shows up for Bar Car Friday now, like every Friday.
Yeah.
And he walks in, and everyone's just like,
Yeah,
Well, he
they think
walks
they're in
by-
trouble.
He legit walks by the studio, and the glass here on the wall in the studio, his head is above it.
Well, yeah. The glass, by the way, the top of the window is 6'6", I want to say, and his chin is above that.
Let's put it this way: it's not often that Rich looks small in this building.
Yeah.
Except when he stands next to John.
I shook his hand. I had an itch in my elbow, not after shaking his hand.
He also drives like a tiny little car.
Yeah.
He does?
It looks tiny. Maybe it's just because he's the one in it, but it's like he drives a really small car.
Like Sideshow
like
Bob from the Simpsons. This is my car. No,
He steps in through the sunroof.
dude. Yeah. So, anyways, John should be our referee for the
That is a
Hardwood
good
and Balls
call.
Classic.
We're gonna need.
We need to ask him
we're
if
gonna
he's
need.
ever
We're gonna need like an XL long on the jersey.
size
though.
22 shoe.
Dude,
God,
come on. He's got a nice beard though.
decent beard.
I mean, it is well groomed.
Yeah. Well, he's a mountain man. No
True.
question about that.
Mountain West man.
So yeah, speaking of the Mountain West, the schedule for the Aztecs came out yesterday.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. Televised.
Every single Aztecs football game is going to be televised. Big CBS for the UCLA game. I believe it's game 3 of the season, early September matchup. That's going to be a 6:30 kick local time. I am so pumped. We are 86 days away from the kickoff of the Aztec football team season.
Do they play
Doesn't
in
seem that
Hawaii
long.
this year?
They play in Hawaii
Have
this
you
year.
started making your schedule, your plans?
Yeah, actually, we let me think about that.
Don't cancel another wedding that you're supposed to officiate.
No,
Ooh.
that one I had to cancel. Unfortunately, I was supposed to marry my buddy Matt and Megan. I was supposed to be the guy talking on the altar, and then the schedule came out. I'm like, turns out I can. I was praying for a bye week.
In Hawaii, October 14th.
Yeah. So, by the way, one of my favorite things to do when I go to Oahu is hike whatever they call it, Diamond Head.
Yeah, I've done that.
You've done it where
Mhm.
you can go up and see the whole island. I do it every time now. And then at the bottom, the only reason why I do it, this is embarrassing to admit, they sell a Dole pineapple whip at the bottom.
Oh,
Hell
yeah.
And so, dude, I'm just eating out of a coconut by myself, getting it all over my shirt. It's the
That sounds
So
good.
right off of where that Diamond Head, whatever the trail is, but on the opposite side of the island, I think it's the north side.
Yeah.
There is a spot that will take you out into the ocean and let you swim with sharks. You got to do it.
Wait, are you in a cage?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, if there's no cage, I'm not doing it.
dude, I did it. It
I
is
have a
the
healthy
coolest.
fear of sharks.
It is the coolest. Well, these are Galapagos sharks. They're not the type that are going to try to eat you unless like you put fish in front of your face.
Wait,
Well,
there's Galapagos sharks in Hawaii?
Speak for
it's very
yourself.
confusing.
What-
You,
Did they swim from Galapagos?
I think
don't know.
I'm not gonna. I would guess if I had to guess, like flavor wise, I think I'd be a more delicious eat for a shark than you. Like you know what I mean? Like
Is it more meat?
yeah, just more meat. I think the meat would taste better.
Mm.
I
Like
don't know,
look
when
at
you're looking for a steak, you want steak that has fat throughout.
I bet I
You
taste.
don't want too
marbling.
muscly of a cow.
yeah, I guess
You're too muscly of a cow.
I bet I taste like a Lay's potato chip.
By the way, JD Wicker will not be officiating the Hardwood and Balls Classic.
He just randomly texted in and said, "Not me."
He goes, I am not officiating material. So it is going to have to be John Wick from the Kogo newsroom. That giant bastard's going to have to go out there with a whistle and those giant referee shoes and try not to trip anybody.
Not using my whistle.
No.
No,
That's
we-
for our training.
Yeah, that's for
We
training.
need that for our training.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, which, by the way,
Is that the Galapagos shark?
Yes.
look at that
Oh,
thing.
look at him.
Wait, is that a picture that you took?
No, I'm in the white shorts in the cage.
Oh,
Wait, for real?
dude, you're
Wow.
wearing, every picture of him is from a distance wearing a 15 jersey.
Yeah, right.
We
Why
never
is
know if
that?
it's Ben.
Why is that?
He's like, look, this is me in Hawaii. He's never been to
I
Hawaii.
don't have any cool pictures like that. I have nothing cool. I have
Because you don't go on vacation.
Dude,
you know, the potato chip rock where everyone walks to, and they,
Oh,
you know,
Travis is totally the guy that's like, oh, the biggest ball of yarn in the world is just off this exit,
Well,
20
but-
miles.
but
oh
the
yeah,
thing-
I would stop do that.
but
Or
the-
like have you been to the pit of death in Texas?
No.
Pretty
No,
cool.
what is
It's ju-
that?
It is literally this old woman's house. She dug a gigantic hole in her backyard, and it's filled with rattlesnakes. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah. It's cool.
I
It's
picture
cool.
like
It's quite a ways off the freeway though.
You
You
guys
got to
ever-
really trek out
You
there.
guys ever go to Potato Chip Rock? Well, I did, but I didn't actually climb on top of it and take a
Oh.
picture because I was taking apart a radio. Somebody's boombox needed repairing.
Listen, I was gonna say Potato Chip Rock. You know, people go take their photos of like, yeah, I made it. Woo-hoo.
I was repairing a
Yeah.
Bluetooth speaker on the trail.
This was my photo on Potato Chip Rock.
We need to tweet this out. Look at Travis. Oh, Jesus. What did I do? Hang on. Go back. Find it again.
Oh God.
Find it again.
Yeah.
It's
Is he
just,
just laying down?
dude, it's
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
He looks
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's dead.
I felt like I was dead. So
How
when-
far do you got to hike?
I don't know. Too far. Like you just drive it.
It's like 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh. So Sarah's like, hey, we're gonna go to Potato Chip Rock. And I go, on a hike? And she said, yeah, it says easy to moderate. Okay, there was like a 90-year-old dude who kept passing me. And I'm like, there's no way he's gonna make it to the top. And I'm not. I thought that was a rough.
I got to
rough
stay on
walk.
his 6.
Yeah,
Make
oh,
sure
big
this
time.
9-year-old geezer doesn't fall out.
Oh, it was a lot. There was a lot going on. But
I'll-
that's like my only cool picture.
I'll say this. I've become a bit of a hiker, like where if somebody said, hey, you want to go for a hike, I'll do it. At first, you could not convince me because I remember asking, I thought it was more adventurous than it actually was. Like when it was explained to me why, like, yeah, no, you just walk.
Yeah, right.
Half Dome, baby.
Yeah.
Right here.
What is that now?
Half Dome in
That's you-
Yosemite.
You went up Half Dome?
Yeah, dude.
Isn't that what that free solo guy does?
No,
No,
that's
that's
what they
El
call
Cap.
it when he takes his hat off.
Oh, God.
Half Dome. Jerk. No, Half Dome is like, I want to say
I
it's
just got it.
7 miles up, 7 miles down. It takes all day.
Good Lord.
You start at like 4:30 in the
14
morning.
miles.
You should drive it.
By the way, before our next Rady Children's Give-a-thon, do you know how many miles I have to run/walk?
Lord.
Tell me it's north of 20.
It's 50.
Oh my god.
What? How are you going to do that?
I don't know. Can you even do
All I
that in
know
24 hours?
Is
Well, you have
you
to do it in 24 hours?
make a
Yeah.
map,
I don't think you can.
make some checkpoints. We're gonna get Kendall to drive me and Travis all day.
Wait.
And then at every checkpoint, we're just gonna be sitting there with lawn chairs drinking.
I'm going to be
So
crying.
you need to, you can, if you did like what, 2.1 miles per hour for 24 hours.
Oh my God. For an entire day. Oh my God.
Are you gonna do this on a track or in real life?
I'm going to do it like I'm going to be walking around the city. But that's what I promised. I've missed the one in 2022 and then so now or 2021 so now they both piled up. It was like for every $250 donation I'd walk or run a mile and then it's now up to 50. Like 50 on the nose. This is
Yikes.
gosh.
Can't wait to film this.
Well, so that's coming up later
Or
in the
a
year.
lawn chair.
It's going to be
Actually, that's coming up pretty quick. It's June already. It's June 1st. I have to do this within the next 6 months.
We should just map
We can get
out
in
like
shape.
50 miles
I
to somewhere
do.
kind of cool, and then Travis and I'll go to the finish line.
J-Lo and Ben Affleck bought a house in Beverly Hills for $60 million cash.
That's 10 million more than Rich has to walk.
We're gonna get into that on the other side. It's Access Day here at iHeartRadio San Diego. Yeah. iHeart Access Day all day today, up until midnight, right? We've got tons of smoking deals, including JW Desert Springs Resort in Palm Desert, a desert icon reinvented on 450 acres, including world-class golf, tennis, and activities for the entire family. Reserve 3 nights, save 33%. If you just head to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com.
Yeah, yep. I know where I'm headed after the show.
What's that?
Big Cheech's Chicken, where I can buy one combo, get one free from Cheech's Chicken, waffles and sliders. I can get one combo, or I can't even read this, and get one combo free. All combos include 2 sliders, a side of fries, and small drink. Must be redeemed in store.
Love that.
I'm down. I'm
Love
good.
that. How
I'm
about
good.
a hydrating foot treatment and a
Yes.
glass of bubbly with a 50 to 80 minute purchase in Spa Tellerie? I believe it's French, guys. And that's located in the Kodakai Resort and Spa. After your service, enjoy the day exploring the resort with a day pass for 2, access to 2 pools, bike rentals, and more. And you could also join the Y. I'm a member for a $0 join fee. No sign-up commitment there. Not ready to join? Try the Y for free for up to 5 days through 6/13. That's June 13th to receive a guest pass at any of the 14 convenient Y locations. All of that is available again at iHeartRadioAccessDay.com. Go check it out. There's going to be an updated list of sweepstakes and discounts available to you throughout the day. Just find the San Diego tab for local deals.
National, local, all of it. Colin Cowherd's going to have more on this. John and Jim, obviously, Darren Smith will have more on this. And like Richie said, runs through midnight tonight. But today's the only day that you can get these deals. So iHeartRadioAccessDay.com, iHeartRadioAccessDay.com.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do we have a
I completely forgot about that.
yeah, so we do it every day except today.
Oh, the bit
bit
drop.
drop.
Oh, son of a bee sting. And we
Man.
said
Hang
so
on.
many great things. Yeah, so
Wait, I had one though. Hang on.
Was it eye contact?
I want you to look at me when you poop.
Like I'm your dog.
Oh, which by the way, that is one of the things about having little children. Dude, they have zero etiquette when it comes to the bathroom. I mean, legitimately, the 4-year-old Sebastian wanted me to stand in the bathroom while he just hunkered down and just dumped out. I'm like, dude, what are we doing here? I'm like, can you do this by yourself? He's like, I wanted to hold your hand. This is what you have to look forward to, Ben. This is what life looks like with little children.
I wanted to hold your hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get a Pop-Tart. Why don't you go ahead and take a little privacy and handle this yourself?
Meanwhile, Ben Affleck and J-Lo purchased a house in Beverly Hills for $60 million in cash.
They had that lying around. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they bought it with briefcases filled with cash. Like that's what's in my head when this deal went down.
Just piles of money.
Yeah.
They show up in a Mercedes Sprinter van. It's just filled with money.
Yeah, be fine.
That sort of wealth, I don't even know.
How much space do you need in your house? I mean, what's a good square footage for you?
Maybe 2,000 square feet.
Oh, well,
maybe that's
I'm
all you
rocking
need.
600 right now, and I feel okay about it.
J-Lo and Ben Affleck, 38,000 square feet.
Okay.
12 bedrooms,
a hotel,
24 bathrooms.
Oh, they got Russell Wilson beat by double.
Yep. And for Ben Fletcher, there's a full basketball court.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need that. I don't practice.
You know what? He's absolutely.
Do you ever play for fun though?
He's absolutely right. He has played recently though. I mean, it's a lie to say. Well, I guess if you don't want to call it practice, you don't have to. But as recently as a couple of months ago, Ben was sending us pictures of him from the LA Fitness basketball courts, and he was talking some smack.
And I've played once or twice since then. So 3 times in the last 2 months.
Like, how often do you think J-Riff has practiced leading up to the Hardwood and Balls
Classic?
Classic?
He plays like 4 days a week.
I'm guessing he's practicing a lot.
I think he shoots a basketball every day.
Do you think I mean, does that legitimately make you nervous that there's somebody out there while you're sleeping and eating Cheech's chicken? He's out there shooting hoops.
Makes me nervous.
I mean, yeah,
you're our guy here.
I feel like we're backing the wrong horse.
I'm gonna win. Stop worrying. It's gonna be fine. Just let the bit.
What happens if you pull a hammy?
Even Kendall's nervous.
And Kendall's not nervous. I hung out with Jonathan's girlfriend, and Kendall over the weekend, and Kendall was talking some smack. She was like, "You guys don't understand. Ben's really good."
Wow.
It's so funny. You realize that if you were Patrick Mahomes, she would be your Britney. Like everybody
she's
would
not nearly as crazy.
No,
Usually she's a little more disparaging towards me, but she's seen me play basketball. There's no disparaging comments to have.
But has she seen anyone else play? Like, is there a comparison?
Yeah, dude, we played intramural basketball on the same team. I was the best player on the team. I wasn't even close.
Co-ed.
Wait, your basketball team at Merced was a co-ed team?
No, in college we played co-ed intramurals. I don't know why you're laughing.
Was Kendall better than you?
No, she's
well,
not.
but
She's a soccer player.
The reason why I'm laughing is because like Kendall weighs maybe 97 pounds.
That's my thought too.
Like I'm actually like backing her down the lane, like bodying
she was
her
on
up.
my team. I didn't have to do that.
I know, but what did the rest of the ladies out there on the court with you look like?
We had one who was actually a state champ in high school.
Okay.
No, we were a pretty good
And
team.
you were better than her?
Yes.
How come you weren't state
Did
champ?
you see the seriousness he just answered that question with?
Yes.
All right, it's Access Day. It continues on after we get off the air, so stick around for all the programming. And who do we thank today? I guess we only have ourselves.
Thank the listeners, man. We thank the deals that are given by iHeart Access Day. Make sure you get over to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com. iHeartRadio AccessDay.com. If you love this show, go over there, check out the deals.
I love how it was just like, I think we just thank ourselves.
We thank our listeners just like every day. The roadies, the hangers, the bangers, the dogs.
The dogs. All right. Colin Cowherd and the Herd coming up next on iHeartRadio Access Day.
Later, tubers.